if every, you're interested in knowing that I wake up doing that every day. It starts me up. Make a ringtone. I mean, for myself. I mean, I'll share it with you, but I mean, I should just do that. Anyway, fam, we must pay tribute to the legend, Jim Brown, who may be one of the greatest running backs of all time, if not the greatest of all time. He's gone to the large stadium in the sky. Jim Brown, the legend. 87 years old. Fam, here's the thing. Every year people are going to talk about the 49ers and getting hurt, right? So San Francisco has no real new issues. So I don't understand why that gets spotlighted all the time and everything else gets overlooked. Former NFL executive and ESPN analyst Louis Riddick, who's clearly still bitter about being looked over when he applied for the job as general manager with the San Francisco 49ers, has taken time out from his busy schedule to condemn the Niners' chances for success during the 2023 season. Yeah, it made me mad. I'm trying to remain calm here. Rick has also went as far as to claim that the Hawks have done enough for the past 2 seasons to put themselves back into the driver's seat of the NFC West. I didn't make it up. I mean, you can check it out. There it is, bold letters. So tonight we're going to the phone to examine the reasoning behind Lewis's prediction of doom and demise for the Niners 2023 season. For your feedback, no holds barred. Whatever you want to say about Lewis, do it. I mean, the guy's just becoming a real annoying person. He does this each and every year since he was looked over. Lewis, you just weren't good enough. Stop it. I mean, but the good news is, fam, the news isn't official yet, but Ben Fisher reports that the announcement could come at the owners' meeting next week. The 49ers recently sought $120 million from the NFL to upgrade their home stadium as a team bid to host that big game. CEO Jed York explained in March, quote, "When you spend a lot of money building a new stadium, you'll watch some of the stadiums that aren't upgraded, and it's very easy for them to fall in despair. You want to make sure that you're investing and reinvesting in your stadium. I went through a stadium process. It's not a fun and making you younger and energetic type of process." So we could tell, Jed, you do look a little worn out. He goes on to say, so the more that we can enhance Levi Stadium and the more that we can put into the stadium and keep it our home for a long period of time, we're going to continue to do that, contrary to what Rudy thinks. Nobody cares, Rudy. You can talk about our stadium all you want to. You get your ass beat in that stadium every time you come in there. So, that's fine. That's all when Jed told reporters the Niners were confident about their chances of hosting a future Super Bowl. As Jed continued by saying, quote, "My optimism is very high. I feel confident. I don't know for sure what we're going to get Super Bowl 60, or if we're going to get Super Bowl 60, but I feel very confident that we're going to get a Super Bowl in the near future. And we're going to be in it, Jed, a couple of times between now and that time. 2026? Yeah, this is 2024 coming up. Let's go. And it would be great to get Super Bowl 60 after hosting Super Bowl 50, unquote." First thing I got to do, though, is put an over. You got to block that sun, Jed. You got to do it, man. People are coming in here looking like fresh meat, and they come out looking like cooked bacon. You got to fix that. Let's go ahead and jump into Louis Riddick's maniacal rant. Many expect the Niners to be a title contender in 2023, despite the quarterback uncertainty. Why? Every year we do this, and we still do well, except for the section of 1 year. And those are things that Louis did point out that I have to agree with, unfortunately, because the Niners are no strangers to quarterback uncertainty. When is this a new deal? There's nothing new about that. Yet Coach Shanahan has led his squad to the NFC Championship game in 3 of the past 4 seasons. Now, granted, they didn't finish the job. But hell, anybody who thinks it's easy to make an NFC CG has lost their damned mind. That in itself is not something that everybody can do. And it's been proven because the 49ers have done it 3 out of 4 years, knocking everybody else off that's been trying to get to where they were. But you've got to have these guys. Former NFL executive turned ESPN analyst Louis Riddick said this week on the Rich Eisen show that everyone should pump the brakes on the Niners hype train. There's no hype train, Louis. What is the hype train about? These are accolades that we've already earned. Rick said, quote, "We don't quite know what Brock is going to look like coming off of injury heading into training camp." Duh. We don't quite know what's even going on with Trey Lance. Unquote. Louis, is that new? Were you talking about this last year or the year before? Now, Mr. Purdy's baby boy is coming off the surgery to repair the UCL tear, we know, in his right elbow. His recovery will run through, if not all, of the offseason. And Trey Lance has started just 4 games despite entering his 3rd NFL season. Okay, we know. If Purdy isn't ready for the start of the season, Lance hopes to be the one on the field for week 1. It's a given. Meanwhile, Louis, like everybody else who has been hearing things about Sam Darnold, prompted him to say, quote, "I'll tell you what, I had someone tell me this just recently. They believe that in that match with Kyle Shanahan out there in San Francisco, that could finally be the spot that totally makes him become the out-of-nowhere surprise of the year. I had someone who I trust implicitly when it comes to quarterback play. They tell me that. I'm telling you. I said to him, I was like, what? They're like, just trust me on this, unquote." See, the comment, 49ers provide more stuff for people to talk about in the offseason, probably than any other team other than when Aaron Rodgers is running his antics. Louis admits that Darnold beating out Lance in an offseason competition is a strong possibility. He continues with, quote, "And there's nobody who's a bigger Trey Lance fan than me. There may be, but I'm a huge believer. I couldn't be more disappointed for how things have happened for him. So I'm inclined to go, look, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. He deserves another opportunity. He got hurt. We just don't know who he is," unquote. And that's been my position the whole time. I don't have anything to say about Trey because there's nothing to say yet. So condemning him? No. Praising him? No. I gotta wait. So, even Riddick the critic realizes you gotta wait. And still, even Darnold flourishing isn't enough to convince Riddick that the Niners winning the NFC West is a foregone conclusion. Yeah, Louis goes on. He believes there are weaknesses on the roster that may allow a team like, wait for it, the Hawks to overtake the reigning NFC West champions. All right, you know what? Let's look at it. Injuries are consistently an issue for the Niners. Okay, true. The Niners have struggled to stay healthy. The most recent extreme to amplify that truth, reaching the 4th quarterback on the depth chart last season, and even he got injured, leaving no one capable of throwing the football for the Niners, and of all places, the NFC Championship game. WTF. Louis dug in after that point and continued with, quote, "But now we're saying, okay, we're banking on Christian McCaffrey staying healthy for 17 games. Okay, true. Are we banking on Elijah Mitchell staying healthy for 17 games? True. Are we banking on George Kittle staying healthy for 17 games? Okay, true. This offensive line, are we banking on Trent Williams staying healthy for 17 games? True again. I hate you, Louis. I really friggin' hate you, though. The right side of their offensive line between Spencer Burford and Colton McKivitz, who are their right guard and right tackle now, are we saying that these guys, they have one elite player on their offensive line? One, and he's not always healthy all the time. Again, more truth. Deebo Samuel's not always healthy all the time. Guilty as charged. So although this team has a bunch of studs, this offense has a bunch of studs. There's a lot of questions there are for me, and I'm just saying relative to what Seattle is doing right now. See, there's where I take pause. Now, Louis. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. It goes on to say, I'm just saying, Seattle, to me, it looks like a team that made a huge jump last year, and with the firepower they added this offseason, I think Seattle is ready to really, really burst into this onto the scene, unquote. So Rich sat there and listened to Louis Riddick, of whom has mainly dished nonstop negatives since being passed on his aspirations to become the 49ers GM. Uh, the Niners, after Trent Baalke left, it was open, and Louis thought, here I come to take over and save the day. And Jed didn't really care for that. So Louis has been on a rampage campaign ever since then. He concludes that the Niners will crumble again to the dirt with injuries, and the Hawks, who he presumably, and I mean believes, will sail through this season unscathed and triumph over the NFC West. Fam, here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, going into a new season, these are hypotheticals, Louis. What the hell are you talking about? Every team in the league is susceptible to the same thing. So that's why I'm saying Louis Riddick is still pissed off about not getting hired. He takes those moments when they give it to him, when they put the spotlight on him. Yeah, I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to talk about the 49ers. And I ain't going to say nothing nice. He does it every year. I haven't been paying much attention up until this point. But I did notice. I didn't care. But this is becoming stupid. It really is. Fam, I want to ask you, has Louis Riddick said enough to shake your confidence for the success of the 49ers in the 2023 season? I know he had some things that were true in the past, but should we actually embrace Riddickism and believe that there is no chance in 2023 is what I want to know. Damn, that's just weak. What a clown. Riddick reminds you of Laker fans and everybody else. And the Hawks, they don't get hurt. Anderson.
What's going on, Ronbo, man?
Anderson, man, I'm just sitting back here looking at Louis Riddick. I've noticed Louis Riddick throwing little digs at the 49ers ever since they didn't hire him as GM. But this one just jumped out at me because Louis is getting louder and louder and louder.
I like when he do that because he really just jinx himself. He kind of just fucks himself. He just help us out.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing that every year. He just really help us out because the jinx backfire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We probably do crumble, but hey, mistakes happen. Hopefully that won't be the case because it's gonna happen. And with the report I'm hearing on Patrick Mahomes giving Trey Lance praise, I'm liking what I'm hearing. Cause it's like I said, like I told you, a couple weeks ago, Tom Brady said Trey Lance got a bright. He like Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? So we got Patrick Mahomes commenting on the same thing where evidently Grant Cohn and all the rest of them phony baloney reporters, they just keeping everything on her show. I think maybe they just keep it on her show where the league don't know what Trey Lance is gonna do. So that's a good thing right there in itself.
He's tightened up on his form is getting better. Remember last year, Anderson, we were talking about arm fatigue. I thought here comes the media with some things that are out of proportion. Yeah. But his arm was getting tired because of his form. Now, his arm isn't tired now with that Patrick Mahomes coach. I forget his name. He's corrected some things, and he is looking better.
Yep.
So as long as he doesn't go back to old form in the heat of competition, he could be on the right track. He could be on the right track.
As long as our line hold up, the only thing, see now with, I ain't too much really sure about the right side, but hopefully they got the kinks worked out and it's gonna be a strong side because George Fisher, if he get right there, whoever place he's taking, I don't think they get that back.
And
as long as Fred Warner, like I told you last season, as long as Fred Warner on that defense, I'm not worried about nothing.
He keeps him going, doesn't he? Fred is all fire.
Yeah, because everybody, he know what everybody's supposed to be doing, where everybody's supposed to be.
And what I love about Fred? Fred doesn't give his own teammates a break. In practice, he works the hell out of them. Yeah. I love it. And they get mad. And you see, Lance doesn't do
him and Ayuk.
And Ayuk jumped in and wanted to whoop his ass. So, you know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
So
That's what they
yeah,
need. Have a guy that stays on you.
he kept keeping them fire in him, and you know, and and then with the Seahawks, man, that's all I'm gonna say is, man, I ain't worried about them.
Come on,
They gonna
Lewis.
probably give us a good game, but Gino, he's good for throwing what everybody else to touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
good for throwing interceptions. So and with this secondary and how it's gonna be coached up, shit, bring them on.
And the pass rush has gotten worse. So I don't know. See, this is the kind of disrespect that bothers me, Anderson. You know, you just come in and crown the Hawks as the up and comers that are about to take us out. I say, Lewis, man, why
Yeah.
why they just
I
got
mean, we've been
started. They had a
doing
good
this.
draft last year and this year. That makes them now all of a sudden they're
Yep.
contenders.
Yeah, they gotta put theirs together. We already put it together. We just adding a little piece here and there, but everything else still gonna go the same. As long as Kyle Shanahan use the brain this season. If you see if it's a 4th and 1, and you know you got some running backs who can get it, don't
Get it.
punt it.
Don't
Get the first down, brother.
be
Take a
conservative.
chance. Have faith.
Yes, believe. See,
You know,
because the thing
that's
is,
all you gotta do.
we have depth. See, the 49ers have carefully made sure that, you know, we got probably the best quarterback room in the building. I mean, in the league.
Oh
You
yeah,
got three
we in a
guys that are
good
capable.
situation.
Yeah, and you got depth
We
at
in a
every
good
position
situation.
now. So
Yep.
injuries that Lewis is
Something
talking
we
about.
ain't really just had.
Yeah. So, you know,
Yep,
Lewis
yep, yep.
his assessment on injuries.
He's a
We're
hater.
not
He's
dead
just
meat as soon
bitter.
as we lose somebody.
Yep. He bitter about, like you say, getting picked up. He just mad. Cause I feel because it's like this. Who Louis Riddick? Do he have a ring?
No, and nobody else called him up for
Oh,
a GM job either, did they?
nope. It's like, okay, now let's see. John Lynch, he has a Super Bowl ring. Oh, what position he played? Oh, he's on defense. So why not hire a defensive person for a GM? Because evidently he gonna make sure that you get the right people, the right picks for that defense. You know, to build it up, and you're gonna hire the best motherfucking offensive person. So I mean, come on, man. You want somebody that played football, that got the experience. You don't want just know anybody.
Mm-hmm. What we call a real football guy. Hey, yo,
Yeah.
Anderson, Louis Riddick was an exec for what team? Do you know? I don't
I thought
remember.
didn't he play for the
Ravens?
the Raider Trader Joe's?
Was he with the Raiders? No. As
That's
far as
what I'm thinking.
when he was an exec,
Louis
did
Riddick with
Louis
the
ever
Raiders,
play?
Louis Riddick.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I,
He was
I
an
think
exec for somebody.
yeah, he was with the Raiders. Ken, my cousin, telling me he was with the Raiders. He was like 17 or something.
Okay, so
His number.
yeah, so the Raiders. So he became also an exec. He went to the front office with the Raiders after he got through playing.
I can't remember. I don't remember. I guess that's how his career was.
I'm just saying, you know, Lewis. He didn't. I don't remember his team. Him helping to guide any team to huge success. So I don't
Yeah.
know why he'd be so bothered about getting picked past.
Cause you know it's a lot of players, a lot of good, great players who just don't pan out because they go to the wrong team, and I guess he just went to the wrong team, and nobody really knows.
Well, Lewis's
But
assessments
everybody remember that bald head, that shining bald head.
and talking trash and get on NFL Network and
Yep.
every opportunity he gets, I'm gonna talk bad about the 49ers.
Oh man,
Blah
he
blah
got a
blah blah
stomach,
blah
man.
blah. Okay, Lewis, boy.
And I did you see Christian McCaffrey interview on Good Morning Football?
No, I missed that. Was that today?
Yeah, that was today.
I can go back and
I
watch
woke up.
Yeah, I can go back and watch that.
Yeah, I woke
got
up.
NFL
I woke
Network.
up and caught a little before we got to work. Oh yeah. Oh he the boy. Oh yeah. He gonna be spectacular. And out of him and Mitchell, I think we need to go ahead and let Mitchell don't know. I think we need to have both of them on the field at the same time sometimes. I don't know.
But well,
Run
they
them little
do.
trick plays and stuff.
But you know, you because one of them, Mitchell gets hurt. If he could get over that hump, because remember Frank Gore used to have the same
I
problem.
think he is. I think he is going to be over there, huh?
If that
Because,
happens,
most of them had the same problem, too.
yeah.
Well, most of them had the same problem, too, but he eventually got over it until he went to Miami.
And Anderson, the thing is about the Hawks, they sent more running backs to the hospital than the 49ers. They just don't talk about it much.
Yep.
They got guys that are out of the game behind getting hurt. So
Yep.
man, we got to
All them
grow.
number one people that came there that ain't even relevant no more.
Jamal Adams coming over there getting all that money and can't play. Anyway, I tell you what,
Yep.
Anderson, I'll see you Sunday, okay? Because
Already, for sure.
man, appreciate
Shout
you,
out to you, Ronbo. Shout out
fam.
to production. Shout out to the Empire. Everybody have a good one.
You too,
It's
fam.
going down.
Give
All
my
right.
regards to Texas and them Cowboy fans.
Oh, man. They don't want no drama.
Night,
right.
Anderson. Yeah. It's fun to get on the people you can't stand before they throw some red meat coming up next week during the OTAs. But Louis Riddick, man, I'm gonna start coming to your pages and saying that. But every year you do this. Hey, Jack.
Hold up, wait a minute. Ronbo,
Yo.
sprinkle some JACK up in it.
Traz. Jack, there you go. Respect, praise, imitation is the biggest form of flattery there is. We're sprinkling some Jack in it.
So we ain't doing the London invitation for Ronbo. It looks like the schedule's all done and dusted and everything. Now everybody want to hate on us, but you know what? Tonight I'm not gonna be all like enthusiastic about everything, because you know what, man? We always got this issue. Last year, man, we were so close of hitting that Super Bowl button. Now, you got to, like Fred Warner said, it's so hard to get there, man.
Oh.
It's so hard to get to even the championship. With all the injuries and everything, it's like okay, now Armstead, is he going to be healthy?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Nick Bosa, he hasn't been injured in a while. And, since Ohio State, he gets injured. So every D Ford we got, he got injured. We got rid of him. It's like, who's next, man? Who's going to stop us from going to the Super Bowl Rumble? And that's the only thing I feel that will stop us is injuries this year.
And it does every year, Jack.
Yeah.
Every year. For the last 4, we went 3 out of 4, and every year, except for the Super Bowl, I think we're relatively healthy. We were just too young and too inexperienced. But after that, it's always been the wrong people are out. The very wrong people. And people think, and then you had Jimmy out there playing with a broke shoulder and a bad hand. Jimmy beats the Rams in his sleep. And, they got away finally. And now they can't stop beating on the chest. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're the kings of California.
And,
we beat the 49ers. We always beat the 49ers. Oh, they never. Ooh, just be lying their butt off.
Now I told y'all when we try to draft Trey Lance, I told you his accuracy is the issue, his mechanics is the issue. But if we do draft him, I keep telling you guys, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to rock with this guy, because now he's a Niner. But, man, that's the issue with him. I hope he's learned something from Mahomes and he can really compete with Sam Darnold until Brock Purdy is healthy. Because, you know what, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of this, that. Well, we don't know nothing until these dudes start throwing the ball, Ronbo.
True.
Is he back to full health? And is he pissed off? I want to see a pissed off Trey Lance. That's what I want to see. I want to see him go out there and say, you know what, watch this, mother. You know what I'm saying? Watch this and watch this and watch this for, because this dude's been observing for a long time these last few years. He's been observing on the sideline, just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about him and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So you know what? I mean, if we do give him another chance, I want to see an angry Trey Lance and say, look at this. Take what you learned from Jimmy. Take what you learned off of even Brock, the rookie last year, how he got us there. Take what you learned from everybody and go out there and be that number 3 pick that we were hoping you could be. You know what I'm saying? So But damn,
His
it's
ceiling,
looking like
his
I
ceiling
don't know,
is
man.
above
Darnold.
everybody. That's why we got to get that to be realized. And if it does
Yeah.
happen, we'll be on our way.
It's the accuracy. It's the accuracy and the damn injuries, man. The only thing that's concerning me, man. But what else we talking about tonight, man? I just chimed in.
Yeah, no, I just was getting Louis Riddick is making sure to set up Louis Riddick probably sets up in his house a big target and puts the 49ers logo on it and just takes shots at it. Got toilet paper in his house, got the 49er emblem on it. The dude is just every year. And this year I just looked at Louis. Come on, man. You ought to be ashamed.
God,
you do this every year because the 49ers didn't choose you as a GM. What is up with that? We can see what your problem is.
Yeah.
And also, I said, Louis.
Seattle got so lucky last year. You know what I'm saying? They got so lucky to even make the playoffs last year with Geno Smith. And they got these rookies that nobody knows. I mean, college is different than the NFL. Now, all of a sudden, they're predicting them to win the West just because of that, man.
A couple of draft years?
My guy, I'm a Jamal Adams guy. So, he's coming back. So that secondary is looking a little formidable at the moment on paper. So, but, we're going to be just fine, man. I hope this dude Latu and Kittle do something together in sets. And, dude, I feel we're going to be formidable. And I'm praying that Brock Purdy does get in there and just fucking, says, you know what? That was my rookie year. Now watch this. The dude was sliding. He used his baseball background. The way he was sliding, throwing on the run. Oh, man. I'm so excited just for Brock Purdy, man. Just to see him play, man. The dude is fun to watch, man. He is Showtime, Ronbo.
I agree.
He's Showtime, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that's your boy. And
baseball throws, like you mentioned, that was interesting. I saw him throw a couple of sidearm shots around defenders. Jack, you speak of tight ends,
but finishing it off, man, talk about tight ends. I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers listening in every year to see what Jack, because, they've got George Pickens last year. I told you about Darnell Washington, the tight end, who was 6'7", 270. And he was supposed to go like number 40 in the second round or some shit. He fell to the late third round. We could have snatched him up, but we got the safety, Jair. But this dude fell to the Steelers. Steelers always take my pick, Ronbo. And they even got the dude that I told you, Herbig. They even got Herbig, Nick Herbig, the dude I was telling you that, you know what I'm saying, the whole Hawaiian dude that I was like, you know what, from Wisconsin. They got him too. I was something about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They like what Jack said. I'm feeling their draft picks, but, man, come on, man. And now we're playing them first. So let's see what happens at the first game, brother. I can't wait for it, man.
Well,
it's your boy. And
how about Carter Warren? Where'd he go?
Oh, man, I think Carter Warren, God, I don't know where he went, but, he could be a good tackle, I think. You know what I'm saying? It could be a good senior, and I like his intangible. So I'm going to Google that when I'm off here right now and chime in.
I kept note of your picks.
Early morning in London. Good to hear. Good, Harry. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens, man. As long as we stay away from these injuries and Louis Riddick quits hating on us, we're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Fine. We're not the only people that get injured in the NFL.
Watch out.
Damn right, watch out.
Yeah. Watch out for them damn turfs like they had in Jets, you know what I'm saying? Because one of them new turfs, they always be messing with us when we go East Coast early. Like, remember when Nick Bosa got hurt in the New York Stadium when we played against the Jets early.
And
so that's something to look out for when we travel early,
Jimmy
guys.
too, actually.
Yeah, we're going East Coast.
There may be a mandate.
Right,
there may be a league mandate handed down soon. Grass is going to overcome. They tried to say there's no more injuries on artificial surface than there is on natural turf. Yes, guys, you guys found a way to manipulate the numbers to make it look like so you don't have to spend any money to upgrade the stadiums, did you? Your sons are, boy, it's all right. You know what? They're going to lose. They're losing. So, all right, Jack.
All right, man, and shout out to all the chatters from Jim Everett to Giovanni Suarez to Will Roberts, 49ers scare you. But who the hell is Jack Dong in the chat tonight, man? There's only one Jack on the show, everybody.
Thank you.
For the real Jack, please stand up. All right, man.
Jack, have a great day out in London Way. Great day, fam.
All right. Gotcha.
Let's go check it out. Hey, Mark.
Who's there, Ronbo?
Mike. You know, I'm in here on Louis Riddick because he acts like the 49ers peed in his cornflakes. Did Louis, by any chance, sway your belief in the future for the 49ers? Because you know what? I just don't see the 49ers getting hurt so much more than everybody else. I mean, yeah, we do get hurt more than everybody, but you know, that doesn't mean the Hawks are not going to experience any injuries. And he picked them to beat and win the NFC West. Yeah, are you buying that?
Well, first thing I want to say, heck no. Listen, first thing I want to say is, this goes to Rudy. I heard that podcast the other day, and it pissed me off.
God, isn't he good at that?
Rudy, yeah, he is, you know, and I'm only listening. The thing about Rudy is he looks back in the past. Now, he needs to be worried about what happened the last year. Now, the last time I checked, we swept them, and they missed the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So where is this 11-win season coming from? 11-win season? I don't see it.
In fact, there's another one that says 12-5. I mean, marketing pro says 12-5. 12-5. Why? What?
Yeah, and I was just listening, and it pissed me off. I'm like, y'all, and no, like you said, we have so much depth, it's ridiculous, you know. So I mean, like I told you last time, my cousin's a Commanders fan. He talks a lot of crap for somebody that's missed the playoffs for the last 3 years.
Hey, I'm trying to remember the last time.
So
they did make it kind of recently, but before that, forever were they not in the playoffs. Yeah.
Right. So so I heard. I guess what they said, we have the Super Bowl gonna be at Levi this year, or?
Yeah, possibly Super Bowl 60.
Super Bowl 60. Okay.
That's in 2026.
Yeah. So 2026. Okay. 2026. Yeah, but he thinks that the New York Jets are going to the Super Bowl this year.
You know, Mark, they're going to be tough.
And I know, yeah, but
I mean, as far as the AFC, can they get past Mahomes and company?
Heck no.
I don't see. They can get past Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they'll do something stupid.
And maybe the Browns. I mean, not Browns. Maybe the Bengals might put a stop. That's a tough division to call right now.
Yeah. But I told him. I said, well, I said, look, I'll give you this. Whatever, the AFC is really good. I'll give you whatever goes on the AFC. But the NFC, I hope y'all don't think y'all gonna do nothing, because we're gonna be at number one. So whatever goes on between the championship game and the Super Bowl, that's cool. But I hope y'all don't think y'all gonna go. He likes to hate on the 49ers. We've been on top of the last couple years.
People hate us because they ain't us. Marcus, that's been a joke forever, but it really applies to a lot of fans. That's why they're running all over this chat here, because you come into this chat, and our people are they will fight, and that's why people come in here. Yeah, I got something for the 49er fans, and they come in here thinking they got right on their side, and they leave all beaten up and bruised. I love it. Love you, Chad.
I had to think about
you're doing a great job.
And I had to think about that window that everybody said we had. I had to think about it. I'm like, I don't know now. From the talent that I saw in training camp, I think we're gonna be pretty good for the next 5 years, honestly. Just because if we can keep John Lynch and them in the office, I think we'll be real competitive for a while.
I haven't loudly been defending them because a lot of people are really pissed off with them because we haven't won the Super Bowl, and they think that's the measure of success versus failure. And getting to the Super Bowl is already, like Fred Warner says, that is tough. It is really rough. Yeah. Look at all the obstacles from week 1 to week 17. So I'm not mad at them for getting to the MCCG and putting everybody out and finally having that one mistake. The stars have to be aligned up right. You notice there's no repeat Super Bowl winners? It's hard.
Yeah.
So
Detroit versus everybody.
You know what? I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because Detroit they showed me a little something. I'll give them some I'll give them.
I did too. I've been talking. I did not want Detroit. Mark, I didn't want Detroit last year, first round playoffs. I really didn't.
No, yeah, me neither. Yeah, not me. Yeah, I couldn't. But no, the 49ers, for all the teams that say that we're going to be, trash in the next 2 years, they're giving us a year window. Just tell those teams to just shut up. Because we're going to be all right.
That's right, because we got, like you're saying, we don't give them enough credit. Not all of us. Some of us do. But Lynch and Shanahan are a good combination of real football guys. They have a vision. They know what they're doing. They didn't lead us over a cliff like they did in L.A. You go out and you pay all your money for every mercenary available in free agency. You F their picks. Mark, that's going to be a phrase that's going to echo into another decade. Remember the Rams back in 2017, 18? F them picks. Yep. They still effing them picks. They ain't got a first round pick yet. So you got to build a team with some intelligence, Mark. Otherwise, you're going to drive over that cliff and down into a gutter. That's all there is to it. So I like what they're doing. Lynch and Shannon trying to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah. I keep telling people, nobody going to fire no Kyle Shanahan. Not if we keep doing what we're doing, they ain't going to fire Kyle Shanahan. Hell, he might be here for another 6 years, honestly.
Yeah.
If we keep doing what we're doing.
Because Jed's looking at can he keep us in position to win the Super Bowl?
Because we're going to get it eventually.
Yeah, eventually the chances are greater. We get another coach, and he can't even get you into the first round, then what do? We took a step back. So you got to be careful about getting rid of people and seeing who you're going to get next. So that's real scary.
There aren't a lot of coaches out there like Kyle Shanahan. So
Andy Reid. I think it's some of the best. You know what, Mark? Pete Carroll, I like him. And the more the years, down through the years, I've realized Pete Carroll is a great coach.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get the wrong idea, though, Hawks fans. I'm just saying, but he is a good coach.
He is. I give him credit. Just what he did last year.
Yeah, he keeps them competitive. That's why the owner will never think about getting rid of him either.
Yeah.
People play for Pete Carroll.
I don't
Players
understand.
like him.
Yeah, I don't understand the hype, though, because when we was in this position, they didn't want to give us no credit. If it was a team better than us, that team's going to the Super Bowl. But when we were in the position the Seahawks were in, they were 49ers going to miss the playoffs next year. So I don't understand they ain't giving us no credit.
Okay, five champions. We win one more championship, we will be the greatest team. As long as we don't lose another Super Bowl, we'll be the greatest team in the Super Bowl era. We'll have 6 trophies versus 2 losses. No team can equal that record. And it's killing everybody. So what do they talk about, Mark? Man, y'all still glorifying them old vintage antique trophies. Trophies, Lombardis don't get old. Silly argument.
And every time you talk to Rudy, you let him know. Just say 8-1. That's what he does.
I do. On Twitter, it's my tagline. 49ers 5, with the trophies next to it. Rams 2.
Yep.
Mark, they'll never catch us in our lifetimes. They'll never catch
Never. Never. Ever.
Mark, appreciate you, fam. Get on back in the I'll be back Sunday, and we can start talking about some other things.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Appreciate you, Mark. Have a great night. And it's TC. The Top Cat is back. TC. TC? Let's get back to TC. Yeah, actually, I have to give Don Burr a little respect these days. I didn't know if that day was coming anytime soon. For years now, we've been laughing at Don Burr. Detroit, they look different. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show.
Louis Riddick is just fine. He's not bitter. He's just doing his job.
Yeah, as an ESPN analyst, that's what he's supposed to do, stir the pot.
He's got a comfortable position right now. He's not too concerned about – he's not holding a grudge against the 49ers of not hiring him.
You don't think
I
so?
do think we should have hired him over John Lynch.
Do ya?
He was one of them. He was in my top 2. He was in my top 2 for sure.
Amplify that.
And he was an executive. He was an executive with the Commanders from like 2003 to 2005, and he was with the Eagles from 2010 to 2013.
So he's been around.
He was director of pro. Yeah, he was director of pro personnel for both the teams. So I would have been more enthusiastic about hiring him than the out of left field candidate John Lynch. I mean,
you can always put a show
with
to
no
a
executive
proper
experience.
spin on the argument.
You know what I mean? So
I got no argument on that, actually. I don't.
I mean,
Lewis is well experienced.
I wouldn't be surprised if we actually went after Louis Riddick once John Lynch decides to hang it up, whenever that is.
Nah. So Adam Peters takes that job. If Adam Peters may move John out anyway.
Adam Peters is going to be poached next year by some other team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Louis Riddick versus Adam Peters, there's no competition there.
Oh yeah, I agree. But if Adam Peters does get poached, though, then Louis Riddick is a top candidate for sure.
So since you pointed that out, though, did Louis steer those clubs in any upward direction? I mean, what was the trajectory while Louis was in there?
Well, I have to go back and look at who they drafted back in 2010 and 2013, the Eagles, because that did help them propel the Super Bowl in 2017. So whoever they drafted,
was involved in that.
No, he wasn't involved in the 17 team, but he did help build the team that led up to them going to the Super Bowl in 2017.
What was his position?
You know what I mean? So he was director of pro personnel.
Okay.
So with the Eagles. But I do agree with him on the Sam Darnold situation because, again, people, you got to look at the money incentives that we're giving him. You don't sit a guy just to make with the potential to make up to $11 million. That's starter money.
And then don't give him a shot. And I kind of thought about that. I said, you're going to offer him all that, and then don't give him a chance. I see that.
The media has been wrong on us for a while, but this time I think they're right with Sam when it comes with regards to Sam Darnold because Kyle's been trying to get him since 2018. People just seem to forget. And we finally got him. He said that he could have gone to another team, but he wanted to be in the best situation for him to potentially start with him.
And you know what that line Kyle's saying? I'm not going to bring him over here just to have him sit down. That kind of, when he says that, a lot of teams could have got him, but we did. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and he said he was grateful that he signed with him. And so this fan base is so in denial. It's not even funny when it comes to the quarterback situation right now that we have. I keep hearing a lot of things about Trey Lance improving his throwing mechanics. I remember being old enough to hear the same exact thing with Colin Kaepernick when he worked out with Kurt Warner, with him improving his throwing mechanics. And look at how that worked out. The difference between Colin Kaepernick is he's had more experience in the NFL, and this quarterback that we selected third overall in 2021 hasn't played a game since 2019, or a full season since 2019.
It is an uphill
and
climb.
Deshaun Watson sat out for a year looking at how sloppy he looked. And that is one of the best quarterbacks, I think, better than Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 draft that we should have taken.
Deshaun Watson. You got Deshaun over Patrick? Patrick Mahomes looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the last 10, 15 years, actually.
Well, he wouldn't look like that without Andy Reid. Look at Russell Wilson now.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but some of the things Mahomes does at times freak me out. His highlight reels, he threw the ball with the left hand when he's coming around the corner. Mahomes is there. They threw the ball with left hand, and he made the throw. Some of the windows he throws through.
Deshaun Watson, I would have taken over Patrick Mahomes because he had just come off a national championship.
Well, then there's that.
Against Alabama.
Yeah.
So,
pedigree.
Exactly. Yeah. And as far as the schedule goes, I think we do need to pump the brakes a little bit because we're going to be the most traveled team in the NFL. We're traveling over 30,000 miles.
36 to be exact.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be a killer.
And we're crossing time zones repeatedly too.
Exactly, especially with the injury history that we have. We gotta stop hyping ourselves up really too much, because that's always the issue with us every single year is injuries, and that's what kills our chances. And there's no doubt it's going to happen again this year.
So, have you got Louis?
That's
Louis
Kyle
Riddick?
Shannon's track record.
Riddick's over your house, isn't he?
Shut up, Louis. No.
He's telling you what to say. Ah! Okay, you know what? You haven't said anything that wasn't true yet. I must say.
I'm not
traveling
lying,
like that is a really scary thing. So you got to put the truth in there.
But if Sam Darnold stays healthy all year round, then we got a shot. Because they're a match made in heaven, I think, Kyle and Sam. Sam was just in the wrong systems and not being coached up right. And Kyle knew when he saw Sam in 2018 that he tried to get him in 2021. They knew they couldn't get him in 2018. He studied him in 2018. And
did he get
fell in love with
drafted?
him.
Sam got drafted in 2018, or what year?
He was the 3rd overall pick in 2018.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Kyle was going after him in the
took him.
draft, and we had just got Jimmy and signed him to a contract. Was that year, or was it 2019?
2018 Sam was drafted.
No, I mean Kyle's pursuit.
That was
Darnold.
the Mike McGlinchey and Fred Warner year, 2018. You were picked number 9.
Right. But you said Kyle was wanting him since 2018. I think Kyle was praising him since
then.
2018.
Yeah, he's been praising him for a long time. So, I'm not going to be surprised if he started week 1, because Ian Rappaport said it, Brian Baldinger said it, Kay Adams said it, Louis Riddick said it. I mean, Matt Mayukos even said it.
Well, they're just looking at the at face value. You got to figure Darnold's got way too much experience, and he doesn't have. He's already went past the issues that Trey's trying to get past. Now, I don't know that that's some concrete proof, but it is a big obstacle.
And one thing that I observed from the interview that Kyle Shanahan had with Miyoko and Laura Britt is that he said this year he doesn't have to talk a lot to players when it comes to the system, and that's another good thing, and that's another green flag as far as Sam Darnold goes, being the starter week 1. Like, he doesn't have to talk a lot and explain how a system works to players. You know what I mean? So he said he was excited about that, not having to talk a lot when it comes to stuff like that. So the nuts and bolts of the whole system.
So if you go that far with that, is Sam Darnold going to keep Brock Purdy off the field?
If Brock Purdy is not healthy, no. I mean, if Brock Purdy is healthy, then Brock Purdy started week 1. If Brock Purdy is not healthy, then it's going to be Sam.
Okay. Well, wait.
It's going to be crazy,
right.
Though. I mean,
next week OTAs, and you know how every pass is going to be under scrutiny.
Oh my God!
It's gonna get insane for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
oh man! Because people take those practice reports real serious.
You think this whole Trey Lance working out with Patrick Mahomes is blowing up way too much? Just wait till next week. It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be insane.
Oh, God.
So.
Anyway. Well, Shell.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to the whole entire fam. And Donut T, you guys need to come on more. We miss the
Donut T.
You bring on my show. I miss you guys.
They'll be back. Wait for the season to get
Do you
started.
still keep up with them on Twitter, or?
Well, they sort of ghosted me now because I think they sort of, like a lot of people for their own insanity take football season off.
Yeah.
We're just hardcore crazy.
I know. I can talk about it 24/7.
Oh, same here. I never get time to talk about football. All right.
I'll see you Sunday. All right. Shout out, fam. All right. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Papa Dragons and Tris Sampson and everyone in the chat. And Bill, take care. Have a great night.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, fam. Night. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony, I found sports. I found Rudy's. Actually, I don't know. They've got to be related in some way. Oh, wait, hold on a second here, Tony. Mr. Block Ice, I'm sorry. Okay, so what do you think about Kinlaw? Breakout, I hope. Yeah, well, that's a good question. Chad, you can jump on that one too. But let's just say this about Kinlaw. The way that Steve Wilkes is taking a huge interest in him, he's going to look different. I'm pretty much sure of that. breakout? Yeah, I hope. Anyway, Tony, Rudy versus Louis Riddick. The condemnation is similar. It is sort of, it's not, every team in the league is susceptible to injury. Why only are the 49ers? I mean, granted, we have had our history as opposed to other teams. But I don't know if we could be promised to have injuries going into the next season. And I think Louis, and even though Show says it's not true, I do believe Louis Riddick has a thorn in his butt about the 49ers not hiring him. I really do.
Well, Ronbo, there's, I don't know. We've been, as you know yourself, we're 20 odd days less rest than any other team in the competition.
And
so
traveling.
if there's not a round table meeting as to how they're going to attack this season and how they're going to play each game, I mean, this season, to prevent injury, in my belief, is that they've got to sit down and these players have to be rotated.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to
constantly.
suggest. There's going to be heavy rotation this year, Tony. Heavy rotation.
It has to be.
Especially in
And
games that we've got
don't
pretty
tell
much
me-
under control.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And, people say injury, but there's little things when you got 30,000 odd flying miles. That's 4 times from the USA to Australia.
Yeah.
It's a long way, mate.
In 17 weeks. That means the lag is going to have an impact.
The other thing is, you know yourself, when people hop on a plane, not every human being is the same. Your feet swell up when you go on a long,
and if you got an injury, it's going to be worse on that injury swelling up like that, especially going from all the way to the East Coast. That's true.
So, they might get off the plane and go, shit, my football fucking boot doesn't fit. The swelling hasn't gone down. They've got to ice their legs up, and who knows? But
they got to fly first class and elevate those legs. Whoa.
You know what I'm saying, Ronbo?
I do. Yeah.
It's a little bit scary. Plus, the shit's hit the fan. All right, with Kyle, because we've got Super Bowl 60 going to be held in Levi Stadium, and with this sort of a team, do you want to miss out on having a home Super Bowl?
No, that would be just ideal. That's only two years away. 21. Yeah, that's
3
years. Well, yeah, we got to do this season.
3.
24, 25, 26. Yeah, 3. That's 3 full seasons.
So he's got to. I'm thinking he's got to pull one out of his butt crack before that, at least. That's got to be this year.
And hopefully we'll have established a quarterback by then. Stop with this rotation of who's going to be the quarterback. Oh, man.
Well, in regards to the quarterbacks, I was listening to Big Show, and there's only been one of those 3 dudes that have been able to transfer their yards from college to the pros, and that's Brock Purdy at 8 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Trey, very small sample size. I think he was about 7.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Donald was about 4 or something like that. So I don't know. If I was a betting man, I think Trey's going to beat him out. I know Big Show reckons he's going to start week 1, but in hindsight, we know what the upside of this kid can possibly be, but we haven't had a chance to see it. And the poor kid, he hasn't even had a chance to see it because of numbnuts running him like the running back.
Tony, I got to tell you, I'm really scared for him. He gets hurt again this year. His career could literally be over.
It could be. But
you can't keep getting hurt every year to
depend.
start. You got to get established, and then if you get hurt, you got respect. But right now, people are still having a question mark next to his name. He cannot get hurt this year. He cannot.
Well, put it this way, Ronbo. If my name was Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan said to me, you're going to run between the tackles or whatever, I'm not doing it.
I'm running. You got to think about your future, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling out to the right. I'm rolling out to the left. I'm going to extend the play and look for someone downfield and do it that way. I am not running between tackles. I don't give a shit what he says.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't like it, bench me and trade me. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
exactly right. I'm not getting injured again.
Yeah.
Like that was a horrifying injury for that kid, man, at that age.
And I've sprained my ankle 100 times, and that hurt to the point it brought my grown ass to tears, damn near, when I first got hurt. You know what I mean? But I can imagine but snapping a bone down there. Oh my God, that must have hurt.
So, and in regards to Mr. Stevie Wilkes. Is the defense going to carry the offense once again all the way to the playoffs this year?
Better not. Well, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah.
That has to be looked at. When is this guy going to take over and make a statement?
You know about Shanahan versus
I'm talking about Kyle.
Defense? Yeah.
Yeah. When is he going to step up to the plate? Yeah, it's easy for you to look good when all your defensive coordinators have gotten you to the playoffs or the big dance, and then you just stuff it up for them. Yeah. But
they still got to continue to do that. But you're right. The offense does have to contribute this year. Make it easy on the defense. Don't make them have to bust ass on every possession.
I mean, the defense is going to give you, I hope, because Wilkes is going to have those the backs, the DBs, trying to intercept balls and hand you a shorter field to succeed. If you can't capitalise on what they're giving you, well, mate, it's time. It's time to look for another coach.
Well, the thing is, Tony,
I seriously would put Steve Wilkes as the next coach.
The head coach.
If Shanahan goes.
They strategically set things. They got rid of Robbie, so we can stop giving other teams better field position. They've added depth in places where it's even if somebody goes down now, there's a guy in there to fill. You make a mistake out there now as a player with the 49ers, you need to continuously be looking over your shoulder. That's going to give more incentive. I like the plan. It's a good working plan. Now, but everybody loves when a good plan comes together. So, I mean, this is the thing. Because what they're doing, Tony, is actually kind of intelligent if it works. But it's got to work.
It is. And like I said to you, I was thinking about it the other day and I thought, mate, we've only got one time where we play 3 games in a row at home. Every other time is less than 2. And then we've got 4 or 5 games where we're playing teams coming off a bye.
It's like the schedule makers were, okay, the 49ers have been having it way too good. Let's do some things this year to challenge that organization. And they went too far with that, is what they did.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you look at it's like the Bengals game, right? They're going to have 8 days rest or something, some ridiculous shit like that. And we're going to come off a short week.
Oh, my. And of all teams, the Bengals.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So the rotation of players and the depth chart this year is going to be more important than any other year.
I just hope Kyle recognizes that fact.
The only people that have got more traveling miles than us are the Seahawks.
But Riddick says they're going to be fine and they're going to win the division.
Well, Pete goes back all the way to Bill Walsh, so Pete's not an idiot.
No,
he's not an idiot.
Praise him. I really do.
Yeah. People have to recognise that, and we'll see. He's going to field the team. He's going to put them on, and he somehow all the time manages to give Kyle a bit of a headache. But
not last year, but usually, yeah.
No, not last year, but we got no Jimmy G. Purdy's going good. He's on track for that 12 weeks thing, but we don't know who our quarterback is. And
remember though, Tony, Pete's got a lot of newbies over there too. Now some of those kids have got to get themselves, because that's what we had our problem with Drake Jackson last year. Drake Jackson's probably a good football player, but he wasn't ready for the NFL rigors, and it showed. It doesn't look like a weak kid to me, but come week 8, 9, 10, all of a sudden he's like blowing wind. So Pete's got a few of those guys. So let's see what they look like.
We got newbies too. But
we do, but not to the degree as the Hawks.
Yeah, but the thing with our newbies is, Ronbo, is imagine you're sitting when the draft was on, right? Imagine these guys that ended up at the 49ers, all right? And they weren't first, second, third round picks or whatever, and they're going, damn, the first round, man, I'm going to the best team in the competition. I couldn't give a shit whether I was picked 6th or 7th or what.
That's it. Jair loves it. Jair Brown, the first guy they picked up. Yeah.
And they're going to play out of their skin because they're going to one of the best organisations in the competition.
Damn right.
I mean, you'd be stupid not to, wouldn't you?
Damn right.
You give it 110%.
And from what we talked about a minute ago with the schedule, if I'm Kyle, hey, you stay ready. I want you to be ready because I could be calling your name any minute. And that inspires that kid to work harder, right? So,
with his schedule, I don't want him running Christian McCaffrey 23 times.
Oh, Kyle, you better learn.
It's got to be, Mason, and we've got to rotate it. We've got to rotate him around, keep him fresh. We're on the road every second week, for Christ's sake.
You know, though, Tony, we played better on the road for the last 2 years, I think, than we did at home. So anyway, Tony, we got to go, though.
We do.
Which is really strange.
We're a good road team.
Tell you what, I'm going to see you Sunday. Looking forward to it as well. And I'll be tag teaming you on Twitter on Rudy's ass, as usual.
Yeah, don't worry about him. He's hopeless. He just gets hammered every time he opens his mouth.
He keeps coming back. All right. Tony, have a great day.
All right, brother.
See you Sunday.
Shout out to everyone. Big Papa Dragon, Big Show, Ellis, everybody else, the 49er Empire, and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
And Rakib, how are you? Ronbo, damn, I hate the off season. Can't wait for the season to start. Love the show. Can I please get a shout out? Hey, listen, Rakib, next week the madness starts. Media's going to be out there telling all kind of expanding on things and exaggerating. We're going to take it serious, and we're going to start yelling and screaming. Rakib, appreciate hearing from you. Rakib from way back. Hey, are you ready for some Latino heat? Latino heat! Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio.
Shanahan started Sam Darnold week 1. He needs to get fired. Nobody said.
Yes.
So Big Show, I'm sorry. He his information is good, but he's retarded on this one. He starts that man. He needs to get fired day 1. Sam Darnold is the worst quarterback we done had since Blaine Gabbert.
That story's rolling all over the place too, Emilio. It ain't just Big Show.
I'm just saying, Big Show over there selling like it's a thing to do. If Shanahan needs to get fired, that dude starts week 1.
He'll be fair. I don't know what his coaches. I wonder how do they vote on it? Do they sit around? Shanahan's got the last word, of course. But I wonder the other coaches. They give their input. This coach gives his input. They all sit down. They make a decision. I don't know how they go about doing that.
I just know if Purdy's not ready, Darnold starts. Shanahan needs to get fired.
Now, do you believe Trey is ready?
That's kind of like I'll put it to you like this. Trey has been in that system longer than Darnold has. I know Darnold has been in with Salah, but Dude he cannot play quarterback. He just can't. You know, you look at exceptions how bad Alex Smith plays, and all of a sudden he got horrible and he balled out, and you did, went to the championship game. That's just a whole difference. This dude tells you icy ghost. You've never heard really a quarterback say icy ghost. You hear that? You don't want that man on the field.
Wait, what? Emilio, what'd you say? He said what?
Donald said he sees ghosts when he played quarterback. So you hear that from
Did he say that?
I don't know.
You know what? I've heard that been said about him for a long time, but I didn't know where that came from. Donald said that?
That dude says icy ghost. Yes, you hear that from a quarterback. You don't want that man on the field.
You know what? That reminds me of that movie with Bruce Willis with that little kid. I see dead people.
Exactly. So you want that on the field? I don't know. I just know what Shanahan does. He likes to give you quarterbacks because he thinks he can win with them. But I think he was just like, I just need a body, and he was available, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Said that.
But to really believe Shanahan wants this man on the field, I'd be shocked as hell. I really would say so. I don't say Shanahan.
Well, they haven't made a decision yet.
But with this one, no, he takes the cake. I would want Shanahan fired as soon as that dude starts. We would not win if we play Pittsburgh. They start.
Next week,
I don't see us winning Pittsburgh with him.
Emilio, next week, get ready to get mad because you know how the reporters come out with their reports.
Hey, Jimmy didn't look bad in practice before. He didn't look great. So did Trey Lance. Practice does not mean a damn thing. It's what you do on the field. Practice is not people. Some people can practice good. Some people can practice bad. Practice does not mean anything.
Emilio, but where are you going to make your judgment call?
I'm not telling that one. I'm not going with that one. Nope. Practice doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so how do you go about making that?
You look like a star. Hey,
how do you make a decision?
Basically, because preseason was where you really kind of determined. I mean, I know you play against third stringers, but your best off is to decide your starter during preseason. That's how Russell Wilson became a starter during preseason. You got to think of stuff like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get from you. I'm trying to understand how you're going to make a decision, though. Based on what? Okay.
Preseason is actually the best bet to go.
So now, and you still some of the things you got to learn in practice too, because our defense is one of the best in the league. So now,
it is.
If it's determined that Donald's doing a little better job, do you still make Trey start?
If he is doing better, you go with Donald, but come down, like I said. You also got to remember, Pittsburgh is not really doesn't have a slacky defense. They actually have a pretty good defense. So I just can't let that go. When the man says I see ghosts playing defense, you cannot let that go. You just cannot.
That's
impossible to let go.
That's pretty sad. I didn't know he said that. I thought everybody else said he didn't. I was just saying because people say that about quarterbacks all the time.
That came out of his mouth. That came out of his mouth playing with no.
I gotta go Google that now and see if there's a recording on YouTube or something so I can laugh. Sam, you should have never told anybody that.
Don't being a quarterback, being a team man and this stuff. I'm surprised you didn't Soldier now, man, thinking Donald's going to do good. That's just not okay. I don't see how Soldier says, oh, hey, no. Like I said, I like Soldier. Sometimes information is good, but this one is just,
Did you read about that, or did you see him say it on the recording?
No, he said it. He even said it. What team drafted him? Was it the Jets that drafted him?
I don't know. I just want to see his face when he says it. Is what I'm saying. So I want to go get the video because I want to see what he looked like. Did he look scared?
Whatever team, like I said, if he got drafted by the Jets and he was on the Jets, he was getting ignorant. It was the game he played so bad. He said, "I see ghosts when I'm out there." You cannot roll with it. That was all over the place. He just said, "I see ghosts when I play." I'm like, that's why I'm throwing so many interceptions. I'm like, and everybody's all hyped up on these last 6 games. I'm like, so that's what you're saying you do with the Panthers. He barely threw the ball. So I'm like, why is anybody? It doesn't make sense. This man has 96 interceptions and fumbles. Why does anybody want this guy on the team?
Well, no, you got to go with growth, especially with young quarterbacks. You got to look at growth.
There's no growth with that man, Ronbo. Stop.
Wait. Okay, well, Emilio, in that case, how do we judge Trey? He had to grow from where he was, right? So we're going to look at his growth and make that a determining factor, or what are we going to do?
Well, to me, with Trey, at least he knows the system. He's been on the team. He should know the system better than Donald anyway. If you look at Purdy, same thing. He learned this is what he was winning. He was on the field. He stayed healthy. That's his thing. Now let's say if Purdy's not ready, give Trey a shot. And if he gets the bid, then you go with Donald because Purdy ain't ready. But yeah, that's just no. There should be no way in hell that Trey just lets this man beat this man out.
Well, he'll be doing the best he can to stop it. But they're gonna go whoever wins. And unfortunately, it's going to be like you don't want to hear about. Is most likely practice, because they're not going to play long in the preseason games.
Because I honestly, if I would have heard Trey and said I see ghosts, then I'd be worried. Then we have a problem here. So at least Trey, the 3, 4 games he's played,
yeah,
he's actually adjusted and played better. You never want to hear your quarterback say something like that. You just don't. Well, I don't care how tough. If it was Peyton Manning said I see ghosts, I'd be a little bit worried.
I would believe it. I would believe there really were ghosts out on that field.
I understand. I'd still be a little bit worried.
No, the thing is because I believe in ghosts. I decided this a long time ago. The minute you stop believing in ghosts, they're going to come and prove to you that they exist.
Yeah. I'll have to see a ghost to believe it. So I don't. Like I said, you on the field, you see ghosts, I'm wrong. One thing is you out there, you see paranormal is one thing, but you out there playing the field, you just see ghosts, yes, I'm wrong. You shouldn't be playing sports. You shouldn't be playing football. That means you're just scared. You don't want to get hit.
Wait, now.
Like I said, ain't nothing wrong with being scared getting hit. But,
He ain't Josh Johnson. I hope he ain't.
I can't do it. That cannot be my quarterback.
Anyway, you're going to hear some things starting next week that are going to be easy to see what's getting ready to happen, though.
Like I said, to me, practice doesn't mean a damn thing.
And Shannon takes it seriously, though.
Better way to deal with it.
And he's told you about that before, too. You got to show him in practice.
What was that?
Shannon's told you about that before. He takes practice very serious. He says he can make better judgment calls from practice than he can from preseason games. Remember that?
Yeah, you can. It's true, but you have more people trying to tackle you, trying to hit you. But it's a slight difference. I get what Shanahan's saying, but it's just you actually have an opposing team come at you. Even if it's a third string linebacker or defensive lineman, he's going to come and because he's trying to make the team. He's trying to get he's trying to make a roster spot. He's trying to make the team.
I don't know how they're going to do this because neither one could get hurt in the preseason games. I don't see them getting 5 minutes apiece.
Yeah, they need to figure out, like I said, at this point, if Purdy's not ready, honestly, it's Trey Lance's job to lose.
All right.
And if Trey Lance loses his job to Donald, they both need to get fired or cut. Because you let that guy beat you, and that guy is starting, I don't see us winning no games.
What's that?
Barely winning games if Donald's on that field. I just don't see it. He's not going to beat Pittsburgh. The Rams would even beat us with that shit.
No, not them.
Sorry.
Anybody but them.
Donald starts, we will lose against the Rams. I'm sorry to say.
There you go. We got to go. Emilio has spoken and made very clear that he does not appreciate Sam Darnold. Emilio! We got to go,
like
fam.
I said, he's the worst cut we've had since Blaine Gabbert. So, yeah. I don't care what Mama Yelko says. I don't care what nobody says.
All right. You stick by your guns. Good for you. All right, Emilio. All right. I'll see you Sunday, fam. Have a great night.
Good night. Everybody
Thanks, Emilio. Appreciate you, fam. And we go to, and that was Ellis. Come on, Seth Casey. Kinlaw, the jury's still out. We cannot declare him a bust. Wait till preseason at least. Let's see what we got. Maybe his knee's okay. And Keith Wilkes is Coach Wilkes. Coach Wilkes is taking him seriously. Him and Drake. Ellis. Yeah, I think so here. Yo, TC.
Yes, sir.
Here you are.
Ronbo.
TC. Come on in and talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we didn't talk. I was,
yes, sir. What's up, brother?
We're looking at Louis Riddick, and Michelle brought up a good defense for Louis. Louis has had plenty of experience. He's been with the Commanders and helped steer the Eagles to success, and He's done some other things, including, and also them suits that he wears on NFL Network are definitely top of the line. I didn't think he'd seen less than Armani. So, Louis Riddick ain't all that bad. I just don't really think that he's gotten over the fact that the 49ers passed on him. And that's why he makes it his business each and every year to say something as bad as he can about the 49ers. And some of the things he listed, every team in the league is susceptible to the same thing. But Louis pointed out to be a 49er issue. And granted, I must say, TC, we do fall prey to that misery. For the last 4 years, we do have health issues. But I don't know if he's just deciding that's going to be the case before the season starts. I really take exception to that and want Louis to shut the hell up.
Yeah, Louis, Louis could be mad about the whole situation about not hiring him. But, I mean, it goes back to Ronbo when I told you before, it's this quarterback circus. It's a circus in Santa Clara with John Lynch and Kyle. You know what I'm saying? They can't get the quarterback situation right.
Can't do it.
And, yeah, I mean, and his fan base and his media, everybody cling to and everybody want to hold these two dudes to high standards when they don't even have the right position right, and everybody want to get on here talking about Trey Lance until Brock Purdy's healthy. No, it's Trey Lance. If he shines, it's Trey Lance's job, period. Not until Purdy come back. And if that's the case, then Lance need to be asking to get out of here and Kyle Shanahan need to be let go. Because you can't stand on your two legs. If this kid shines and shows you enough, really, to hold the spot down, then let him hold the spot down. The hell with Darnold, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody wants to say, just like Emilio said, that's what he said. He said he's seen ghosts. Everybody in the fan base and media know that man said that. And
that's hilarious.
And then all of a sudden, he's a Niner. Now everybody loves this guy like he's Brett Favre. Man, faithful, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of this fan base is weird, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody want to hold these guys to the like these guys are doing high standard. They can't even get the most important position right. You get what I'm saying? Then you want to fake and laugh and then say it's Trey. Yeah, Trey getting praise. Trey getting praise because Brady and Mahomes came out and talked about this dude. Now he's going to go work out with Josh Allen. He's going to make everybody back up their words. You get what I'm saying? And if he ain't, you know what, Ronbo, if he ain't it and he fall on his face, that's stand on Shanahan and John Lynch. Period. That ain't got nothing to do with Trey. Trey try to work and do what he got to do, but these dudes didn't identify a quarterback position. It's a circus. Ronbo, it's been 7 years, Ronbo. It's a circus. You get what I'm saying? And it annoys me. It annoys me personally. I know every Niner fan, including you, everybody media, everybody feel different. But I feel some type of way about this quarterback position, especially with Trey Lance, how they done this kid. He didn't do none of this happened to him on his own. This was all to do to the organization. You get what I'm saying? And I just want a lot of this fan base and people to see that. You get what I'm saying? So let's see how this all shake out. And if it don't shake out right, like it's been going, Kyle and John are to blame. Nobody else. So, I mean, that's all I got, Ronbo.
No, and you make some really good points. The thing is, though, it is what it is, and what we've seen is what we're dealing with right now. So now you only can hope. And Trey's, like you said, he's done everything humanly possible to put himself in position to succeed, and hopefully that comes into fruition next week. And that's the thing. The scary thing is, TC, we're talking next week. All that has to culminate in a sample to be able to show to those in charge, I am ready. Meanwhile, the fact of the matter is,
Ronbo,
Sam Darnold's going to come in and he's going to be thinking the same thing. Now, granted, he's done some strange things, but Kyle gave him a shot. He wants to know. And so now you have those two variables to put together. Now you're going to have to say, okay, well, I'm going to look at these guys equally. They're both going to get first team snaps. Kyle's serious. He's going to take a good look at them, and he's going to choose one of them. And that's why a lot of people think just because of experience alone that Sam may beat him. But, well, hey, it hadn't been decided yet. They just assume that. There's some people.
Yeah, it's just we ain't talking about a fake shot. We talking about a true shot, Kyle. If you finna let these dudes duke it out, let them duke it out. You know what I'm saying? But not not short Trey.
Favoritism.
Like my whole thing with this whole my whole thing with this situation is Trey did everything to put himself in the best position, not the organization helped Trey. Which it should have been the other way around. Y'all should have been meeting both ways. Ever since we drafted this kid, bro, they never got rid of Jimmy. You get what I'm saying? I tell you, say the same things every time I call you. It was Kyle and John. They never did what they were supposed to do to surround this kid and upbring this kid in the correct way. They want to do the whole fake and pump fake and do all that. That was weird, bro. And it's coming back to bite the whole organization in the butt. Period. That's the main point. It has nothing to do with Trey, Sam Darnold.
TC, remember though, when they knew that Trey was going to be real raw, the plan was to keep Jimmy that year no matter what. And Kyle kept emphasizing that the whole time. Trey needed some things to get ready for the NFL. They really believed in his ceiling being extremely high, higher than that of Jimmy, but not that quickly. So, they were trying to bring him in and slowly build him up, get his mechanics right, get him used to the NFL. Because to throw him in as soon as the draft was over, number one, it wouldn't have been fair to Trey because he wasn't quite ready for that. He hadn't played in a year and played only 1 year in college. And also the veterans are already on the team. That was a Super Bowl ready team. So you can't really just do that. And that's why they wanted to bring him along. And then he got hurt, and that threw a wrench in the plans right away. With the finger on the helmet was affecting his throwing. And then, of course, the following year, about the ankle. So it really wasn't. Yeah. Trey just needed some work. He was raw in every sense of the word, and he just needed some work. So he couldn't just throw him in there right away. That Jimmy staying that first year, that had to be. They said it before it happened. If Jimmy agrees to it, they're going to do it. So I don't know if that's the whole reason why Trey's failed, other than just getting injured.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, just getting injured, but I'm saying, like, Ron, you got to think, when's the last time that worked? Or, like, trying to sit somebody down and do all that. Like, I don't know. That's just me personally. I felt like Trey would have been better off if we would have got rid of JG from day one and started him. I know, but that was that's once in a lifetime. That was like a decade ago.
Well,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Brady.
Think about it, like
Tom Brady came in the same. Sometimes some quarterbacks just Blaine Gabbert got ruined because he got thrown into the mix too soon. Blaine Gabbert was one of the highest ranked quarterbacks coming out of Oklahoma, I think, of that year. And what happened to him? He went out there and they damn near killed him, ruined him. So you got to be careful about.
Sometimes you got to let your players.
Well, no, but not with a Super Bowl ready team. If the whole team was starting from scratch, you go ahead and you do it. But if you got a team that's already
have we won that ring yet, Ronbo?
Well, I know, but they're still
Super Bowl ready. We keep throwing that. We keep throwing that around like we won like 2 or 3 rings. We have.
What I'm saying is,
kind of hearing that all the time.
Okay, but
Super Bowl ready, like
if you're Trent Williams,
what have we won?
If you're Trent Williams, and they bring a rookie in, and there's still a veteran available that you did win with, you didn't win a Super Bowl, but you did win with. Do you go ahead and you agree with that because you haven't got that much time to go? George Kittle, Debo, all the other guys, they've been used to playing at a high level, which maybe they didn't think Trey was there to deliver that just yet. So you got to work with him a minute. They didn't say they don't want him, but they want to work him a while and then let him loose. Like that bird that's flown out of the nest. You wait a minute and then you go with it. Yeah. And I think that's what their plan was. It didn't work well, but that was the plan.
No. Yeah. I can dig it, Ronbo. We'll see, though. Next week, it's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, because he looks a little ready now. I mean, Trey's out there, worked on everything, got his mechanics right, tightened up his throws, saving time on that delivery. So, he's mentally, he's probably thinking to himself, they think I can't have this job. They think I can't do it. I'm going to do it. And okay, come on, Trey, bring it. That's all we need to see.
Let's see what you're going to see. Yep. It's going to be all good, Rombo. It's all up, Rombo. I'm going to let you take some more callers, though, man.
And like I said, I've been hoping to Trey because I felt sorry for him. As a man, the dude comes in here and gets hurt. And then he gets seriously hurt. And then he has to sit out again. And then for some reason, as luck would have it, here's this guy, the last guy picked in the draft. He comes in and runs off 7 or 8 games. And if not for the playoff game getting hurt, maybe he ends up in the Super Bowl. Then I don't know what would happen then. I suspect Trey would ask for a trade.
On Brock, Then Brock, right? Brock doing everything Jimmy was doing, bro, but just not throwing that one interception. Then
And
he
also,
not throwing the ball to the right hand side. He rolling out left like the book, like Purdy is not
mobility.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick, but I mean, he ain't. It wasn't really nothing. Purdy was cool. It just wasn't. It wasn't nothing special. This wasn't like the next Young or Montana, Patrick Mahomes or like. He was cool. Purdy was cool. Purdy he came in. He did everything.
Winning.
Jimmy. All it was Jimmy. Yes, it was Jimmy all
winning.
over again.
But Jimmy was winning too.
He wasn't exactly.
The bottom line is
he wasn't throwing that interception.
Yeah, but as long as you win a game, that interception don't matter. Look at Stafford and Dak Prescott. They make Jimmy look like the best quarterback in the league when it comes to INTs. So the bottom line is you got to win, and Brock did. So that's why they said right away, well, it's his job to lose now. So Trey's got to come and take it away from him, and he might. I already said, man. I tell you what. Trey's got mistreated. He had a bad deal. He's got to avoid getting hurt. Trey, go get the damn job. They're not going to give it to you. So he's got to do it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, yeah. He's going to do it, Ronbo.
Hey, TC, appreciate you, fam. Yes, I'll be back Sunday. Let's talk some more ball.
Yeah, Sunday. I'm going to tap in.
All right. Looking forward to it. Night,
all
TC.
All right, Ronbo.
Hey, yo.
Yes,
hey, Jalen.
Cardinals, y'all are relevant. Rams, y'all some bums. Seahawks, y'all haven't won a ring in 10 years and counting. I know that can't be fun. Rumbo, what's the word, man?
We got another hater. You talk about the Hawks, the Rams, the Raiders who don't show up anymore because the shame has gotten too great for them down through the last couple of years. And the Arizona Cardinals, bless their heart, I only have sympathy for them. You can actually take them out of the rhyme and put the Cowboys in there, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Louis Riddick, add his
Ronbo,
name
I don't
to the
insult
list.
them. I just say that they irrelevant. I just call them irrelevant. That ain't an insult.
They really are.
I mean, it's just like, they not a problem. I'm just saying they're irrelevant. Y'all not relevant to the topic right now.
Even their fans. And their fans know the role and they stay in their place.
Yeah, they do.
But
Ronbo, I like what I've been hearing from a lot of these past callers about Trey Lance. They finally come to realization that, and Ronbo, I've said this before, Trey Lance did not ask to be taken third. He did not.
True.
None of these kids that get drafted ask to be taken where they're taken, Ronbo. You think Johnny Manziel wanted to be taken by the Cleveland Browns? Let's be real. None of these players are asking to go to these organizations. No, I don't think he was one. He was like top 10, I'm pretty sure. But Ronbo, none of these kids ever asked to go to these organizations, Ronbo. So I'm not gonna blame Trey for being. We knew he was raw. We knew he was raw, and so the pressure that he had coming into the team, he had to be Super Bowl ready, Ronbo. He didn't have a chance to develop. He was thrown into the deep end, literally just thrown into the deep end. But I mean, it's not his fault. And if it doesn't work out, Ronbo, people are right, man. That's on Kyle and John for the development, because y'all should have played him in 2020. Honestly, they should have played him in 2020 because Jimmy had no business being back there that following year. And then y'all brought him back the next year again. And then before he got hurt again, Ronbo, it was talks.
They just couldn't get.
You said what?
They didn't bring Jimmy back a second year. They couldn't get rid of him. Remember?
But Ronbo, you remember before he hurt his ankle, they was talking about they were going to re-sign Jimmy for a third year.
I do remember that. And on that same weekend, they killed him.
That's not Ronbo. That shows you that Kyle Shanahan, he's not taking accountability for his failures, Ronbo. He took a whiff. I mean, Ronbo, we know as good as a play designer Kyle Shanahan is, he's not a good developer. You know what I mean? He's good at developing. So Ronbo, he could not develop Trey Lance. That's a really hard position. Position and kid to try to Ronbo.
See, but Jalen, you know what? That's why I says, you know what? Kyle has seen something he didn't like. Because why are they offering Jimmy a contract? That's what last year when I heard that, I says, oh, wait a minute. Why is Kyle offering Jimmy a contract? Why are they offering Jimmy a contract? There's something Trey is doing that they don't really like. I don't know what it could be, but they've given up. And I thought they might have given up on him then. But now, with going to get Sam Darnold, my mindset is, why would you do that, Kyle? Everybody knows how you feel about Sam Darnold. What's going on with
Rombo,
this?
I don't
He'll
understand.
never
I don't
tell
understand the hype. I don't understand the hype around Sam Darnold, Rombo.
It's Kyle.
Like the man,
it's not hype.
Like,
It's Kyle's love.
Like, y'all, we need to stop. Like Sam Darnold, people keep saying he was on a bad team. Deshaun Watson was on the Texans. You telling me the Texans was any better than what the Jets have been these last few years? Deshaun Watson, the Texans went like 2-14. Huh?
When Deshaun was there, they were winning, right?
Mambo, they started looking pretty bad like in 2019. From 2019 and up, they were pretty bad. Oh. I think he made the playoffs like 1 year, and after that,
and they had a 30-point lead against Kansas City, and they got snatched.
Yeah, after that they fell apart. I remember they traded away DeAndre Hopkins. Bill O'Brien traded away DeAndre Hopkins for a 5th-round pick.
And
yeah, I mean,
JJ left, so yeah,
so I mean, Deshaun Watson literally led the league in passing yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ronbo, I think personally, if he comes back, if he's healthy and he looks like Deshaun Watson, Ronbo, hands down, I'm thinking about it, I think that's a top 3 quarterback. I'm taking him over Josh Allen because I think he's safer.
People get
possibly
mad
even Burrow.
I think Deshaun is better than Lamar Jackson, actually. But people say,
hands down.
Man, you know what you're talking about, man. Lamar Deshaun ain't better than Lamar. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just looking at what I'm saying.
Deshaun Watson didn't come into the league with accuracy concerns. Nobody said Deshaun Watson was gonna have accuracy concerns in the league. He was drafted as a passer, Rumble. Like I think
he can get away, but he is just
good. He's definitely a good passer. He's safer than Burrow too. So I mean, if that's a game we need to watch out for the Browns, because if he comes back and he looked like Deshaun Watson, and they just went and got Zadarius Smith, with Myles Garrett, that's gonna be a tough game, Rombo.
Hey, what week do we play the Browns?
I think it's week 7, round week 6, 7.
Yeah, when I went down through the schedule, I said, I don't like that game, y'all. It's traveling to the East. We're already tired from the guy that's going back and forth, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. And then we got to go play Cleveland. I don't like that game.
Yeah. I mean, Rombo, that game and that Steelers game, we don't know who the quarterback is week 1, Rombo.
I know.
And Rombo, this isn't the Cardinals or the Rams or the Detroit Lions that we playing. This is the Steelers. This is a franchise that's equal to us. 6 rings, Hall of Famers, records. Man, Rombo, we better put some respect on their name, dog. This is not no franchise that's
ain't the Rams
that likes losing, Rombo. Yeah. This is not a franchise that loses. They have a winning record every season. We better remember who we finna play week 1 without knowing who our quarterback is in their house.
Blue collar defense there, boy. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let's because I done heard a lot of people saying, man, we finna be 3-0. We got the Steelers, then the Rams, then the Giants. Man, let's pump the brakes on that Steelers game a little bit.
But
pump the brakes on that Steelers game.
Actually, on paper, we should. But the problem is we don't know who the quarterback is and how good he's going to be. That's the problem.
Rombo, last time we played the Steelers, you remember that 5 turnovers we had on offense?
Yeah.
That defense, Rombo, their defense going to remember that game, Rombo. TJ Watt was there. Mika Fitzpatrick, all those guys that was there, they're going to remember that game.
They'll be fresh.
How they had 5 turnovers and they let it slip away. I'm telling you, Rombo,
but Pittsburgh,
that's going to be a tough game.
They got a rookie quarterback coming in there.
They had Mason Rudolph. They had Mason Rudolph that game.
No, I'm talking about coming up this season.
Nah, they got 2nd-year Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Kenny. I see
second
our
year.
Defense. Yeah, I know, but I still think our defense is going to abuse him. So you know what? If anything, it's going to be a 4th quarter game. But I don't see the Steelers being that big of a deal. It's the first game, and the 49ers are going to spend the weekend in Pittsburgh area anyway, because, So their problem's going to start after Pittsburgh. Wait a minute. Who do we play second? We got to come back to the West Coast.
We put it Rams.
This is why people and then go back to New York the next week. Oh, wait. Do the Giants come to us? We got to go to them.
I think we played the Giants on. I'm pretty sure we played the Giants on national TV. I think that might be our first home game.
Okay, good. Whew.
I could be wrong. Though. We might have 3 away games in a row.
Because I do think
I could be wrong.
No, I think we the 3rd game we do get to play at home. So actually, those 3 games are kind of winnable, provided they do what they're supposed to do.
Like I said, Ronbo, I said this last time on the call. We finna see this year if Jimmy Garoppolo was actually injury prone, or could Kyle Shanahan not keep his quarterbacks healthy?
Oh,
because he went through 4 quarterbacks last year, Rombo,
what is that? That's
and he's gone. And Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard have had to back up each other before.
You almost Butter, didn't you?
yeah, Butterfingers, man, Rombo.
Jalen, I can't believe my time ticked out.
At the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep on crying because the 49ers going to be the best. Let's not forget, y'all. The Raiders lost to Nick Mullins on national TV. This wasn't just some game that you can catch if you live in California or near the district. No.
Everybody
I'm talking about people in New Zealand saw this game, Rombo, in 4K.
And it was Russell Wilson.
Yeah. A blowout. Adrian, I couldn't get the Super Bowl. I beat the 49ers without a quarterback, Adrian, but I didn't get the read. I'm sorry. Please.
Hey, Jalen, don't miss Sunday. I'll be looking for you. All right, fam. I love when he brings back Mullins against the Raiders. I was actually scared that night, too, because it was the Hawks. Raider fans was filling up the stadium. Well, it was a kind of equal crowd. I mean, the Raiders was everywhere. They're driving over. Yeah, we come to kick y'all's ass. Y'all, you got to bring ass to kick ass, okay? Let's just go have a seat. Hey, yo, Alice. Ellis.
Oh, Bizzle.
Ellis. Come on in, fam.
Yo.
Yeah, we having a good time here with things that have gone by, and Louis Riddick got his panties all in a bunch every year. Big Show says it ain't true, but I tell you what, anybody that makes it a point to throw darts at the 49ers every chance he gets, I got to believe that's personal. So, Louis don't need to believe. I don't care. But, I mean, Louis, you need to stop crying every chance you get to everybody who asks you a question about the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Louis Riddick, he kissed my ass.
It's a good name, Louis Riddick.
Louis Riddick. Talks too damn much.
What would have been like with Louis Riddick as a GM, though? I do wonder about that. I do, to some small degree. But Ellis, some of the things Louis said were true. Ellis, no, I know you. You're a strong-minded person. You're not going to be swayed by Louis's little diatribe. But the fact that we do get injured all the time, and it seems to be a given and a promise. But what people that talk like Louis are not keeping in mind is like Fred Warner says, y'all know how hard it is to get as far as we've been getting every year. And people think they don't think that much of that. I do, and I've been thinking that the whole time. I said, you know what? The Niners check into the playoffs, everybody else means well check out because they ain't going to get stopped until the last game they can play, which is going to be either the NFC CG or the Super Bowl, one or the other. But it ain't going to be anything before that. So that says something to me. That speaks volumes for the 49ers' tenacity. But we'll see, And then you got the Trey versus Darnold thing. That's heating people up. We're going to find out about that next week. That's going to really hit another temperature next week. So what are you thinking, fam?
I'm glad and I'm encouraged to hear about the news, from that Christensen guy.
Oh, the coach Christensen, yeah.
And
Patrick
how
Mahomes,
Trey is
Brady, and
how Trey's been improving. I mean, it was a give in, and it's good that he's, like I said a few shows ago. I'm glad that he's found some other alternatives and some new ways to get better and getting around the right people and stuff like that. Help build his confidence and get him ready, get him locked in and laser focused on coming in to have a big season. So I'm not I'm not really. I think it'll be if Sam Darnold comes in and he's able to, be a consistent, quality quarterback, but minus the turnover machine stuff. Then he's good on our team as a backup.
As he
I
currently
don't want to hear shit about Sam Darnold starting for the 49ers. Yeah, I don't want to hear shit about Sam Darnold starting for the 49ers though. So it is that's you can just bury that. Go ahead. I got 6 feet. I got a 6 foot ditch for you right here. You can just drop it on in. But yeah, man, it's we'll see what's going to happen because pretty soon we're going to figure out what's going on with Brock and where he's at. What's his status? Because that has a lot to do with what's going to happen moving forward, at least in the interim with the quarterback room. So I'm not going to get really too much into the who's going to do what and all that other stuff. I'm just glad to hear that Trey's improving. That he's got some positive reviews. Like they got to hype up Sam Darnold because he's on the 49ers now. So anybody that comes to the 49ers is going to get some hype train, energy and some some positive. I think it should just come with the territory because of where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is San Francisco. This is not L.A. I love it. I love L.A. Anytime you want to make a bad example, you can always use L.A. I love it. There's just so many things wrong with L.A. I mean, not L.A. the city. Actually, I like L.A. The Rams I don't particularly care for. I mean, the Rams and their few fans, they never know when to stop. God.
Yeah, Hollywood out there. Hollywood.
But Disneyland and all the things you can have a good time with LA. That's fine. Just don't talk about the Rams with me. I don't want to hear it. Boy, God.
Yeah, Rudy was. I saw Rudy up there with a doofy costume on one time.
Disneyland.
He was taking a smoke break. He was smoking a Marlboro Red.
Took the head off.
Like, look at this
It
son
got
of a
caught.
bitch. I knew I recognized him.
Did you holler at him? Hey, Rudy, ain't that you? Rudy. And he put the helmet back and walked away, I bet.
Yeah, man.
I love it, Ellis. That's good.
Yeah, but anyway, doofy, you know what I mean? Perfect, it fits him. But but it's good, man. Trey was invited to tight end university this year. He's actually going to be able to go because he didn't get to last year. So I'm glad, he's going to get to now. He can be around Josh Allen and throw to all those, great tight ends, and just it's all of it's. This is it's a good sign for Trey, and I'm hoping that he takes advantage of the opportunities. And and they'll be able to see how he's improved and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes when the time does come. But yeah, man. And we got picked numbers? Was it number 6 in the power rankings, or we had a number 6 offense?
No, number 5 overall power ranking. Top 5.
Okay, cool.
And we recently got beat out for number 3, but our draft made him drop us 2 spots.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happens,
Draft. They think the draft, them players getting drafted ain't making no difference in the team. Not immediately. So why are you going to drop us? It should be like it was. It's first.
Yeah,
of course,
it really depends
Kansas
on
City,
the team.
The Eagles, and then us. That's what
Yeah, it depends on what team you get drafted to, and then the kind of player, because guys do really well in college, and then they kind of they go to the NFL and they just
grown men.
They start to decline, or whatever. And it's like you just got here. How the hell are you getting?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
It's a whole other thing. Can you imagine, Ellis? Think of high school, and even high school, and all of a sudden, let's say you're a 10th grader. All right, you've done a good job. They want to bring you into give you a full ride. They want you to go to Stanford and see if you can look as good as you look here. And there you go, right? And you know how big those guys are after senior year? Oh, Daryl, man, it's moving a lot faster out here than I'm used to. You know, so that's what they're going through in the pro level.
Yeah, well, you know, it kind of depends on, I guess, where you're going, because the junior college, the generations have gotten smaller in certain kind of, because I noticed like my stepson, he was playing for Sierra College where Brandon Ayuk went, and you know, he's starting quarterback out there. He balled out he redshirted 1 year, then he balled out the next year, and now he's actually just got a full ride scholarship to God damn it, what's the name of this? The school where KB went to, Eastern Washington. Okay. So he's an Eagle out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but no, just they when I saw them, I was like, man, these guys look, you know. So the generations just kind of got smaller. But I think that might just be at certain levels in certain colleges, depending on where you at. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's all about how you play.
It's true.
I mean, no matter what sport, whatever it is that you're doing, the size thing is kind of like overrated.
Yep. Because
I know some guys 6'7", 6'8", they couldn't play ball for shit. So,
I know, right? But see, that's the thing, Ellis. Now you look at the athlete. Now they're bigger. I mean, they're not always bigger, but they're streamlined. It's like they start teaching kids now. They're preparing you for a professional career now in Little League Baseball. They're looking at the kids. I said, you know, it's just a little premature.
Yeah.
You know, coaches taking it way too seriously. Some of the kids are sitting on the bench. It used to be in the day that every kid participates in the game, even if it's in the last couple of innings. You don't have to win with that kind of mindset. The child is being abused here because he's a child. Okay, you get to Connie Mack and Babe Ruth in that league. Okay, get serious, but not now. God.
Yeah.
It's that way all over every league.
Exactly.
Pop Warner football, same thing. It's too serious.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, you know, sometimes it's
big money.
Sometimes it's a necessity to get. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man, look out for Ronbo. I'll be talking about him more. He's gonna be. I'm gonna see what ends up happening with him. His name's Michael Wortham.
Michael
Jr.
what? Michael Worthington.
Michael Wortham. Wortham.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Wortham Jr. Yeah, he's gonna be playing for Eastern Washington, and I'm looking for him to start. They're already, you know, doing spring ball and all that kind of stuff.
And Ellis, you can get up there and watch
pretty
too.
dynamic
Eastern Washington.
QB.
That's we're talking.
Yeah, they're D1.
Yeah,
they're Division 1 over there, but we'll talk more about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I want to hold
get
up
some
the
film
show.
footage out there,
Yes,
post
sir.
it up, so we can all say, "Oh, look at Ellis! Look at this."
You already know.
Ellis, I'm gonna see you Sunday. Okay. We ran out of time.
Yes, sir.
But, it's going to start getting fun here in a minute as far as activities with the 49ers. I can't wait till next week. All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to that
can't
squad.
wait. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the platform as always.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Shout out to the faithful, man. Much love to the family. Hit that like, subscribe. You know where you're at.
Thanks, Ellis.
Peace and love, fam. All right.
I got you. Night, Ellis. You know, they're alternating. They're tag teaming on us, fam. Last week we had to put up. I'm not gonna get mad today though, because Marketing Pro never makes you mad. Anyway, but Marketing Pro is standing by. Marketing Pro. I can't imagine what he's gonna say. Well, I see Marketing Pro say,
Yo, Ronbo, what it do, player? What it do?
Marketing Pro, I'm just sitting up here talking about the critics, but Marketing Pro, you know, nobody knows more about criticizing the 49ers than you and some of the other folks. You know,
I always show 49ers love all the time. You know that, Ronbo.
Do,
you know what I'm saying?
You don't go full bore.
I always break down the real facts of football. I ain't like those ESPN cats, you know, just selling you that bullshit. I've been telling the 49er fans, these knuckleheads, Kyle Shanahan was the problem. And Jimmy had to be his scapegoat in those big games because Kyle, he can't handle the heat. You know what I'm saying? He's that chef you want in the kitchen when it's on broil. You don't want that cat in there.
Shout out to Tony. Tony, I haven't saw you in a while. Marketing Pro, You know, Shannon can't. You've never used that before. When was the last time you brought that up? I mean, when's the last time you came up?
You know what I'm saying? you know, can't and Shanna is just the perfect rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Because Shanna can't.
Listen. You know, Fred Warner.
But McVay,
right
see, Kyle Shanahan needed to call his big brother Sean McVay the genius, Bill Walsh reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just humble yourself and be like, hey, Sean, in the fourth quarter, what are you thinking? What should I do? Should I go for it?
Listen, by the way, Mike,
or should I?
I just want to bring up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But listen, you know, Sean is now in a position now where he's really going to be tested as far as now. You're going to have to start from dirt. The Phoenix is burnt to ashes. Are you going to make that Phoenix rise from those ashes in the next 2 to 3 seasons?
You know, McVay got that hot-handed dice game. He yelling 7-11. You know what I mean? He know what he's going to do. The Rams are the juggernauts of the West. A lot of underground sports media already saying, hey, the Rams are better than you think. That's a trend right now on the internet. Rams are better than you think. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a shock in the West. Because
what kind of shock? What
turmoil,
should we expect?
Here's the 49ers problem. Kyle Shanahan should have given the job to Trey Lance and brought in Darnold as the backup. But now if Trey kind of fizzled out, put Darnold in. Instead, you know, oh, yeah, he's the best thrower I ever seen. He's like bigging up Darnold. Like, imagine Trey Lance's camp. How are you going to feel about that? Is that really going to build up your prodigy quarterback? You're letting Sam, turnover factory Donald, get shot out by your coach, and he's not even shouting you out. You know what I'm saying? So the 49ers, they got a lot of problems.
No. Shanahan, Matt Mayoko, beat writer for the 49ers, said that. Although Shanahan did kind of echo that sentiment during the gathering last week, but he didn't start that. Mayoko started that.
Well, you know, Kyle probably paid him to say that. I'm just saying, you know, so I know
ready.
Kyle.
And he got to say you're going to be ready. Okay.
Hey, let me tell you this, though. Trey Lance is ready. That cat can make some noise. But unfortunately, his coach has given up on him.
Yeah, well, honestly, I wondered about that last year, you know, because after he got hurt, I think they threw their hands up in the air because they felt like they got too much of a setback too early in his career with a lot to learn yet. But he's been working his butt off this offseason. That's got to be impressing the coaches enough to, if you did decide to give up on him, get back on him, let's see what he's got. Work with him. See, so, because, you know, NFL's an impatient place, Marketing Pro. Even you know that. Because it's about,
first of all, Trey
we
Lance,
got to win.
Trey Lance, 48 rush attempts in 4 games last year. I mean, is he a quarterback or fullback?
Yeah, that's too many.
Fullback or quarterback. And he's running them between the tackles. That's where you get hurt if you're a quarterback.
Even running backs get hurt doing that. You know, so you know what I'm saying? Man, come on, man, you didn't stop.
Well, who's that media guy that called out Kyle last year? He's like, hey, did you know you ran Trey through the middle? Oh, that was a football play. You know? Like,
yeah, he does say
really?
that. No, wait. This Marketing Pro, it's better than that. Actually, he was supposed to hand the ball off. Kyle, you know, he's a kid. What was he, 21 that year? 20, 21? Kyle, you know, you got to tell him. You know, just put him out there. He'll make his own decisions
later.
Let me
tell you this.
Kyle blamed
Trey
him.
Lance, if you're watching the show, Cat, let me tell you right now, you need him, McVay. You need Sean McVay. You need to join the Rams.
Okay, that's a flag.
What happened to – now, let me tell you this right now. Look what happened to Baker Bombs Mayfield. He hit the lotto. See, McVay turns quarterbacks into legends. Look at Goff in Detroit. He's a legend over there already.
Yeah, but how come they did that after they left?
You know what I'm saying? Like, Goff was under Fisher. He was just sitting on a bench. His career was over. But him, McVay, showed up. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you the game. And he coached him up. And look, Goff is a top 15, maybe 13 quarterback in the NFL.
Now, I hate to say this, but you might be right about his quarterback whisperer skills. But Market Pro, we got to go. And, for some reason, it's always
the
fun
Rams
talking
yelling domino. We got this game. We won. 2023 NFC West champs.
What question,
Los Angeles Rams.
One question from the chat, though. Do you want Dime Stafford to stay with you?
Oh, yeah, Matthew. Dime Stafford. Top 5 all-time first ballot Hall of Famer. Then we got Bennett in the back. He got that magic. We good.
GB Bull, do you believe Market Pro is serious? Okay, listen, you know what? I just wanted, because one of our folks asked about that. I want to see if you really want Stafford. You know he's going to come out there.
Matthew Dime Stafford puts fear in 49er fans' hearts.
Market Pro, the man was competing with Dak for the worst INTs ranking. And I mean, that's not a good thing. You escaped so many times, and the man don't throw INTs. He throws pick sixes. Oh, that's bad.
Well, last year, like I said, now we got Peter Vila. He's the Bosa stopper. He's a new nightmare. See, Dime Stafford against the 49ers is going to have all day to throw this year. I'm telling you, it's a problem.
It's week 2.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, Rumble, check out Stetson Bennett. That cat got it. Even Kurt Warner shot him out.
Rudy's already posted up his videos. I know. Anyway, listen.
Before I go, I got a shout out.
You got 5
TCU
seconds.
Tomlinson, a.k.a. Debo Stopper, the young Ramsey.
Have a good night, Marketing Pro. We'll see you soon.
Rams Nation.
Yo, KC!
Wood shaking, Rumble.
Casey, it's amazing to me how the Rams people call. Well, only 2 of them. I've been waiting for that ready to go guy to call. He never would. I didn't really want Rudy. Marketing Pro doesn't bother me, and he's kind of funny. But ready to go, I wanted him so bad to call in. Casey, I know I didn't call in to talk about Rams fans calling in. Casey, how you doing tonight?
I'm tired as hell, Rumble.
It sounds like a case. Are you okay when you've been staying up all night at the
It's
casino?
been a very, very, very long day.
Well, you bad parlay.
Yeah, man. I had the Diamondbacks on like 5 of my tickets. They got blown out today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what? You always rebound. Don't lose any sleep. Tomorrow you'll be back in the thick of things, and you'll be winning again. And you know this.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. I'm already there, Rumble. I'm just trying to get some sleep and wake up tomorrow, do some more.
And kick ass.
Macking and mobbing like I always do. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Keep that attitude.
Yeah.
And think about how Louis Riddick has decided that your team is not worth betting on next season. Don't even do it. Actually, Casey, have you ever decided on a game? It's okay because it's making money. I remember what's his name calling in one time. He says everything he's telling everybody else how to bet, and he didn't. Rumble, I didn't take the 49ers this time. What's that guy? Anyway, I didn't take the 49ers this week. Because it's all about that money, but I do hope we win. Casey, you've done that before, haven't you? When you knew the spread wasn't going to be covered, it's about money in those cases. If you're doing that professionally, ain't no point in losing just for bias in your heart.
No, I usually, I'll never bet against the 49ers, but I don't ever go in and target the Niners. I actually try and stay away from them because I really don't like having the sweat during my 49er game. I want to just enjoy my football game.
Avoid that.
Yeah,
because
so I try and get
your heart will be in it more than you're thinking. That's true.
What I really like to do is get a good 4-teamer on the 10 a.m. games.
4-teamer on the 10 a.m. games. How come? So you can watch.
But I got this guy, Ronbo. I got this guy. You can check him out on YouTube. His YouTube handle is The Sports Guy. And
I've seen him on my feed, actually. Does he give
Rumble, this guy's phenomenal, man. Last year at the start of week 16,
He was 168 and 50.
That's a winning percentage that you can trust. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Big Show says,
so,
give
you watch
Casey
this guy every week. You're gonna go plus 8 units every week.
Big Show wants to give you a shout out, and he wants to know if Brunskill's still a bum with a laughing emoji.
Hey, it doesn't matter what Show has to say.
Listen, you know what?
Right
about
here
this
in Reno, Nevada, finally, Casey has called in to the Reverend Ronbo Show.
But listen,
Big
the
Show
sports
back.
guy, I didn't know about his percentages. He's 160 to he's lost 50 times out of all that. That's a hell of a percentage.
Yeah, going into Week 16, I watched his Week 16 video last season, and I really like his approach. He doesn't like comments on his video. He just.
But can you imagine?
Football his whole life.
Of those 50 times that he's lost, can you imagine the vitriol he'd be getting? Oh, you call yourself a goddamn. Can you see it?
Do you remember? Do you remember when the Jaguars beat the Ravens when they scored like 28 points in the fourth quarter last year?
Was that the Ravens? Yeah, I do remember that game. I forgot who it was against.
It was like week 13 or something. That week,
behind and won
he went 15 to 16 that week. That was the only game he missed. So I'm just gonna stick with the sports guys YouTube and just do straight bets next year. I expect to go plus 100 units, no problem.
So. How do you? Because those guys sit down and they really do have a system to come up with the results. Yeah. It's not like Cynthia, what's her name on NFL Network, using a model that runs a system where you have expensive software and stuff over 4 or 5 million times scenarios.
I could be wrong, but I don't think he uses any programs or anything like that. I've never heard him talk about specific numbers. He's just so into the game flow, and he's been watching his whole life, so he knows every player. And pretty phenomenal, man. I've watched a lot of people on YouTube, and they, there's like people with PhDs in statistics and, all their sites. They've got teams of people working on the sites. And then here's this guy with, 12,000 YouTube subscribers doing a 10, 30-minute video every week, and he's killing it, man.
But you cannot apply science. You can't apply science all the time when it comes to sport because there's just so many variables that a computer cannot comprehend. I really, you can't do. You got to be able to look and watch and know what's going to happen. Make a call.
Yeah, the ability to know about game flow and game theory and all those things. Those are
and players that have temperaments and things like that can get routed after they lose their cool. Baseball is really a game. If you're going to bet on that, you got to know the players out there. Yeah. Clayton Kershaw will never win in the postseason. It's too many years now that Clayton Kershaw goes in. The guy's a phenomenal pitcher, but just not in the playoffs. He's going to lose. He's going to get you there, but let somebody else pitch in the postseason. Something goes wrong every year. So it's just that kind of thing you need to know about. There's a lot of Clayton Kershaws in every sport, so you got to know who's who.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's why I stick to the NFL because I've been watching the NFL my whole life. I don't try and get heavy on NBA or MLB.
Yeah, the NBA is that's another beast too. I do not understand. Yeah. I've never bet on NBA games, especially the point spreads. Anything less than and the players.
There's some magic numbers that you can. There's some magic numbers you can look at and like 3.6, 9.5, things like that. But
there's no way to say.
I like what I really like doing is the over under. I really like doing the over unders
with NBA. That's what you do.
In NBA, especially in these playoffs, man. Like the Sixers and the Heat. Every time they're playing, I'm taking under.
Hardcore
like
defensive.
I had the Heat and the under. I'm like, this is a lock, man. Give me the Heat and under. I had the Heat at plus 275. And that line didn't really change throughout the game. They kept the Sixers or the Celtics at like plus 5.5, plus 6.5 pretty much the whole game.
The Heat won that game, didn't they? I didn't see.
Yeah, they did. They won 111 to 105. And they had the total at 216. It was 111 to 105. So I got to push on that. You know, how do these guys do that, man? They get down to the point.
The Celtics,
you know, it's
the Celtics have no heart. I know some of the people think the Celtics, and they say, "Yeah, you got to realize Celtics don't have no heart." The Heat have got about 4 guys, especially Butler and that guy they've had at point guard for a long time. Those guys, it's not the kind of guy you want. Those are playground dudes. You don't want to mess with them. You know, no.
It's almost like they're the Brunskill to the Aaron Donald of Boston. You know,
Jason Tatum was one of the best basketball players anybody's ever seen, but he may be there, and he may not. There's no real reason to believe you don't know which Jason Tatum's going to show up. Just like AD with the Lakers, you don't know which AD is going to show up. AD plays every other game. If you're not, don't bet on the Lakers. Don't even bet on basketball right now. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
We gotta go,
you know what that makes me think of too is like at the beginning of Casino, they talk about De Niro. He knew what the offensive line was eating for lunch and stuff like that.
And there's some truth to that. There could be some truth to that. Anyway, Jay, Casey, I look for you Sunday. Good luck tomorrow. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you know the Niners are still right behind the Chiefs in the Super Bowl odds, man.
No, I know. You know, it's all about the schedule. Can we endure all that travel? Otherwise, the Niners are just as good as anybody.
All right, Ronbo, thank you for the platform.
Hey,
I'll tap in on Sunday to the Reverend Ronbo show.
Thanks, man.
And yeah, man, shout out to Jim Brown. Rest in peace, Jim Brown, Ronbo.
Hey, don't forget Brunskill.
Yeah. Shout out to Brunskill. And shout out to me, Ronbo. Shout out to me for being a 49er fan.
Shout out to you.
Damn, it feels good.
Thanks, Casey. Casey, you're so cool. I'll see you Sunday. All right. And let's go check out, see what's going on with Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, where you at, man? You sound like you're down at the local club.
Nah, my mom's on there with her music.
Bethel, man, we're sitting. Louis Riddick got on my nerves so bad I brought him to the table tonight.
Yeah.
And the guy is just. I mean, if he said a couple of things, it'd be okay. But Louis always has to go into this long dissertation about how much he doesn't appreciate the 49ers. If people are saying good things about the 49ers, Louis Riddick, Pete Prisco, there's about 5 guys that always come running in. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me say this about the 49ers. All right? Stop overrating that bunch. They're never, Louis Riddick, since he didn't get hired, he wasn't like this before he got hired. And that's why people say, no, Louis Riddick didn't talk about the 49ers like this before he didn't get hired. And then when he got skipped over, he's been on their ass ever since. And he was on, go ahead.
I like this because, first of all, if people talk shit like that and it gets to the 49ers, you know what the players will do?
It gives them motivation.
Make them eat their words. Yep, gives them motivation. So, me, I don't really listen to a lot of people, and I don't really pay attention to a lot of people because I go, if you don't see it, then, you can't say nothing. Unless you see it, then, you can say something. And I have to bring a good point like Rudy. Because if I remember right, the LA Rams supposedly the LA Rams have the best quarterback, why they're not up there to win the Super Bowl? We don't even have a quarterback, and we're up there more than the Rams. So that's embarrassing.
Yeah, the Rams cannot say the last 3 out of 4 years have they been in a position to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, they got there a couple of times, but they had no business beating the Saints, and they still claim that. Yeah, well, we put it in FCCG. Yeah, but you should have lost. You lost.
Yep.
The referee made a mistake. You weren't supposed to go.
Yep, and everybody knows this. And if I remember right, didn't Atlanta Falcons went up to their house and beat their ass? And
first round.
Got them packing up home. Yep.
First round. When we go to the playoffs, it's going to be till the end. somewhere near the end or to the end.
Yep.
But as far as getting beat in the first round, we'd be so embarrassed, Bethel, because we've never seen that. Out of the entire franchise history, we have never, ever seen anything less than NFCCG. To lose in the first round, yes, I might even jump on Kyle's got to go. Oh, my God. No way did this happen. We got to the playoffs and got beat in the first round. Now we're like everybody else. Oh, my God.
And if I remember right, if they had the best offense, didn't have Cooper Kupp, didn't have the best running back in the NFL, and they can only score 3 points. I don't think nothing great about that.
Right, what are they bragging about? What are they bragging about? That's not good.
About?
No.
You're the laughing joke of the NFL. I would not be proud of that.
That's the worst of all time, Bethel. And I told that to Rudy. He doesn't understand. And then Rudy goes, well, at least we went 5-12, but you guys went 6-10 after your Super Bowl appearance. We didn't win the Super Bowl, Rudy. It's a Super Bowl. Yeah. It's a championship defense. Yep. And you're the worst in football, NFL, or Super Bowl history.
Yep. It's like the Eagles. If the Eagles do terrible and they do worse and they get a bunch of losses, they're not going to say nothing to them because they didn't win the Super Bowl.
They didn't win.
If the Kansas City Chiefs, do something like that, then you could say something about them because they were the ones winning the Super Bowl.
They'll never stop talking about it. Yeah. So, yeah. Don't be winning no Super Bowl and then can't defend it, at least a little bit.
Yep. Rudy reminds me of those people that don't like to listen to the truth. They don't like to see the truth.
Wait. Let me do it, Bethel.
Blind kids.
Well, you know why? Because they can't handle the truth. Yes, Jack. They just want to be as good as us. That's the problem, Bethel. They like to be able to compare their history. They'd like to compare their status and their prowess with us, but they just can't make it happen other than telling a bunch of jokes. So, And yes, they got their Super Bowl, okay. They beat us in the NFCCG, okay, once. Once out of how many years? And it was the wrong time to lose to them, but yes, once in years. That's not worth bragging about.
We were a handicap, but we gave them their props. We gave them their flowers. We're not like them, being sore losers. If we had, we just tell them the truth. If we had, a healthy Jimmy G, a healthy Trent Williams,
it
would have been a different game.
It definitely
they don't win.
Even with Kwaski T missing a gimme.
We had crippled people playing, and they barely beat us by 3 points. That's not something
and
to
on the right
brag about.
side, Michael Ginty was there. We had, what is that guy's name? One of the worst right tackles in football history. He's on the right side, right? So Aaron Donald isn't even bothering Trent Williams, even with his bad foot. Aaron's coming around the other side. And now, Aaron, man, you guys wish you had an Aaron Rodgers. Who's Nick Bosa? Do you know Nick Bosa would have came through that side just as quickly and just as effectively. I ain't going to say Nick and Aaron on the same level because I don't really know that yet. But Nick he's just coming off his rookie contract and already got an MVP. I do know that's a fact. So let's see what he looks like in a few years when he gets as old as Aaron.
Yeah, if I remember right, also, didn't the Baltimore Ravens kick the LA Rams' ass really bad at their house, even was playing with them, and we only lost to Lamar Jackson by 3 points?
That was when Jared Goff was there. Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Still,
yeah.
And we only lost by them for 3 points.
I know, Beth, you know what? That year, I got to tell you, I was so scared of Lamar Jackson that year that we only got by that we only lost by those 3 points and we could have won that game. I was actually relieved it wasn't embarrassing because we saw the Rams got embarrassed. Lamar was just out there holding a clinic. I said, oh, my God. Oh, my. Look at those moves.
Yeah, he was running all over them.
Lamar runs better than most running backs. He's out there putting spin moves down the middle of the field on people, sprinting away from them like it. I was like, my God, what have we got here? We got to play these guys.
Yeah. And then plus, if you see Trey, look he was studying with, Patrick Mahomes, and now he's gonna be studying
Josh
with
Allen.
another good quarterback, Josh Allen. Those are two big quarterbacks that he could learn from. So
and
that's
he's
a
been
good
learning.
way
Actually,
to
he's
get
absorbed a
better.
lot since he's been watching. By now, he's probably learned a lot that's changed his way of thinking. So we may see something special next week.
Yeah, and then plus, you could see from when he was practicing, from right now, his throwing motions are a little bit better.
A lot better.
They improved. They
actually
got better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then he's gonna be practicing with George Kittle, give some
tight end university.
Better practice in. Yep. And then with our new tight end, he's gonna be getting some practice with him.
Braden. And Braden is getting all kind of love too. Man, people are talking about Braden all the time.
Yes.
They're not saying anything about Latu.
And people were bashing him when we got him.
I know, right? But
You know
nobody.
what I mean?
Well, actually, they were bashing Latu. Well, they weren't bashing Latu, but nobody understood
I
why
was
they
not
picked him
bashing him,
first.
but yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's it's
Latu
the
may
same thing with
surprise
our
me.
kicker. People want that kicker. They just hated the spot we got him. Like, hey, as long as we got him,
you better.
I was hearing people say that they were going to trade up for him if we were not got him.
Bethel, we don't have a kicker if we don't have, because I don't know about Zane Gonzalez, but I do know Zane has got a record for being inconsistent and hurt. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to go to another kicker like we did that year, that one that missed against the Saints. Against the Hawks.
Yeah.
And we lost that game. We should have swept the Hawks that year. Okay. Anyway, Bethel, we got to go, fam. See you.
Yeah,
I'll see
we're
you
having
Sunday.
too much fun.
I know.
All right.
I'll see you Sunday.
You better punch that like and let's go Niners.
Thanks, fam. Night, Bethel.
All right, good night, Ron.
Yeah, I've got no reservation. Actually, I was quiet when we did draft Jake. I said, I ain't gonna say nothing, man, because I don't. Is that bad? Robbie's not coming back, and even if he does, weak leg Robbie is good within 45 yards. He's not gonna miss. I will give him props for that for the rest of my life. But when it comes to touchbacks, Robbie was touchback. I mean, he was just allergic to touchbacks. He couldn't kick them anymore. Hey, Tony. Oh, wait a minute. Ramia, the other Ramia sport. This is not Rudy, but I love him. I can bleep, bleep, bleep. You can read it yourself. I'm not reading that out loud. Brock, is that you? Hey, Tony! That's got to be
Ronbo, good evening. How are you?
Great. That's got to be Barack. Barack goes after, the thing is, he hasn't done Don Burr yet. Barack goes after people that are not the people's favorite. You notice that? And then he makes up a page, looks just like theirs, and comes in and says really damaging things to make that person look even more like a turd than ever.
He's a weirdo.
Barack, I know that's you.
Hey, Ronbo, before
ahead.
we get started, if you don't mind, I would like to send a shout out to the whole NFL community. We lost a great player, a great activist, a great person today, and the great Jim Brown. I always call him Mr. Brown, Ronbo. He set the standard. So my favorite player is Walter Payton. Anybody that knows me knows that. But Jim Brown set the standard, Ronbo. What other athlete in any sport wins Rookie of the Year their first year and the league MVP as a rookie?
It's like I said at the beginning of the show, the legend has passed away, one of the greatest running backs of all time, if not the greatest running back of all time. And I agree. Jim Brown and his ability to throw people on the ground while running with the football, you can't bring him down. That was the man amongst men. My God. So
this is in the era where the referees ain't gonna bail you out with no flags. Everything went.
I know, right? That's when there was no rules. Guys could get Tony. That was back in the days when in a huddle or you could actually pile. And guys, and some of the stories I heard about that were going in them dog piles were just vicious. There was guys saying they got bit. There were punches being thrown. I mean, football was just disgusting. Now there's no piling.
Yeah.
You better not bite nobody down in that pile and everything else. Man.
The man won 3 league MVPs. The man won Rookie of the Year and League MVP as a rookie. And here's the kicker. What other athlete you know, like I said, won Rookie of the Year and League MVP his rookie year, and he won League MVP his last year. Never happened, never going to happen again.
No, that's not going to happen again. That's just
Ronbo, I want to talk to you about the other night. Ronbo, you let that bomb get you caught up. I wish I could have came back in the chat and had your back. You got him, though. Ronbo, he had this smirk on his face.
Oh, Rudy.
And he was talking nonsense. I was saying, you remember Jim Moore Sr. when Peyton Manning was a rookie or second year? And Rudy was talking about playoffs. I was like, going playoffs? Playoffs? Y'all going to be lucky to win 2 or 3 games. You talking about playoffs? I was tripping on Rudy.
Is he special?
Rudy.
He'll say anything, and you could show him 20 different angles, stats, and numbers, and he'll still spin it to make it seem as if the Rams are all of that and a bag of chips. In 60 years, he's got a couple of trophies, and now he thinks he's all that. And actually,
and I can tell you, they didn't have Von Miller, they wouldn't have won 2 years ago.
And OBJ, you got OBJ, you got Von Miller. Don't they have a couple other newbies? Mercenaries on that team.
Players, yeah.
Y'all just, man, you do it again. That's what I kept saying.
I heard
everybody left.
Yeah. He just had this smug look. He was making my skin crawl, and he was getting under your skin, getting on your nerves. I'm like,
I know.
This bomb don't only have 10 people on his chat, and he's talking crap and only talking about hit the likes. And only 6 people hit the likes. Ask Chris Hansen and ask 3 times dead. They were there.
I know they came back and talked about that. I was embarrassed with myself after I said, "God, you let Rudy piss you off? Rudy cannot. Don't. That was embarrassing. Don't do that." I felt bad about it after I got mad. But he kept coming at me.
Yeah.
It's
easy to get up to you because he gets under my skin on the chat talking some of the crazy stuff he be talking on.
But you know what? We should never do that. That's what he's doing it on purpose. Rudy knows he's wrong.
And he knows his team is ass too. But Ronbo, the Gold House Sports, that web page I keep telling you about.
Yeah.
I told you at the last show, the 3 teams, sleeper teams. You said Green Bay, Cleveland, and Houston, which I agree with 2 of them. We came out with another one.
2?
We said 3 sleeper contenders for the Super Bowl. I'm going to go 3-1, Ronbo. Check this out. I'm laughing at all 3 of them. Number 3, the sleeper to possibly get to the Super Bowl this year, the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh God! You gave GD the green light. Oh God!
That's just this Gold House channel, man. They usually have pretty decent content, but I'm like, man, y'all hyping them that much? I think they're gonna get a wild card.
You got to do that.
They're gonna be 1 and out.
Well, you got to do that with that kind of channel because that's gonna stop. You stopped in your tracks when you saw that, right?
Yep.
You got to know why they would say that. So yeah, it works. But
number 2. Here's number 2. Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Number 2. This team ain't even gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna regress, in my opinion. Number 2 to get to the Super Bowl, the Minnesota Vikings. I can't believe he said that.
Because the Vikings have had some good teams that didn't make it. Now, this year, aren't they kind of trying to piece things together?
And they made the playoffs with a terrible defense, and then they got rid of some more of those players. The Vikings ain't gonna make the playoffs, Ronbo. I'm sorry, they're not.
And they lost one of their premier receivers. Didn't Thielen left, right?
Yeah. But they drafted a premier receiver out of the kid from USC. They drafted to go with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. See. Justin Jefferson's still going to be hardcore evil. I mean, he's going to be tough.
Right.
But the new
They
guy.
drafted Jordan Addison first round to replace Thielen.
Okay.
And Ronbo, here's the kicker. We're going to talk about this one. The number one sleeper team that Gold House Sports predicts to go to the Super Bowl.
Let me give you a drum roll. Who is
the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, of course. I should have called that before you said it.
Unbelievable.
God.
I couldn't believe it.
I
couldn't believe it when he said, I'm like, is this dude drunk? But like you said, he's trying to get views.
Yeah, that's to get your attention. Yeah. I picked the Dallas Cowboys as a sleeper to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Tony, honestly, the AFC is scary.
He didn't say no teams to the AFC.
You know, I
would say the LA
did that
Chargers.
on purpose.
I put the Chargers in there. Yeah.
But, yeah, well, here's the thing. The Chargers got to get rid of that coach, though. The guy's an idiot. But you know what? We have to come to terms with the fact that the Jets are going to be very frightening. Kansas City, as long as Arians and Mahomes are over there together, and what's his name, the tight end, they're going to be tough. Because they've had some raggedy defenses a couple of years and still came out smelling like the Chiefs, and still come out smelling like roses. Who else? I'm three.
That AFC's gonna be whack though.
Houston, Houston's not good next year for Houston, not this year.
Yeah, but Ron, they drafted some good. They are going to be good.
Yeah.
They had a nice draft. They got some good pieces from the draft last year.
Yeah, they did. They
got a couple good pieces this year.
They got to put it all together. Yeah, who's the OC?
I don't know. You know, they suck up the whole organization. I don't know who their OC is.
Yeah, they got to get some. First, we're going to have some development time and a little maturity, and some of those guys got to come and get acclimated to the NFL speed. And there's going to be some washouts. Some guys are not made for the NFL, and they're going to weed those guys out. But that running back that you and I both agree is just a hell, he ain't going to be a problem. That running back is good. Oh, I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Pierce. I forgot his first name.
Yeah.
Pierce is his last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Ronbo,
look out
I like Bryce Young, but we're coming after his ass week one.
Who?
I don't care how short he is.
Oh,
Bryce Young, the overall pick.
Yeah, you guys started with the conference game one, huh?
Yeah, remember I told you, did you ever look at that page and you saw his size compared to them linemen?
He's even smaller than that, right?
Oh, my God. Ronbo, they better start Andy Dalton, who they signed. They better start Andy Dalton because the Falcons, we coming. We coming out the quarterback.
Damn.
We got.
He's at least as big as Kyler Murray, isn't he?
I think he's bigger than Kyler Ronbo. If you saw that picture, he looks like a what do you call them, little
somebody's
people.
son. You know,
Yes.
Oh man, I'm scared for him. I'm really. Wow.
They better play Andy Dalton and bring him in slowly, especially because we coming.
They probably will because you know what? They're going to realize that they got to get him. They got to at least get him on a Russell Wilson diet or something, and have him work out with Russ. Because you know Russell Wilson is toughest little man I've ever seen in my life. You know what Wilson did throughout his career needs to be commended. The dude is. I understand he's built like a fire hydrant, and you know you could drop Wilson to the dirt all you want to. Russ is getting up.
Yeah,
not now, but he would.
You think Russell's going to have a down this year with Denver? Because nobody's talking much about him after last year.
You know,
that's a tough one.
Sean's got his work cut out for him. He's already. You know, Wilson's got his own entourage, and he sort of like keeps himself separated from the rest of the group. Sean cut all that out. No, you're going to be a part of this team from now on.
Yeah.
So you can let some of those people go, and you're going to be part of our.
They put that stuff in his. I can't believe that Elway, Elway stepped down. They let him put that in his contract about when he go on the road. He gets his own hotel suite. He's got his own office at the facility, his own parking space. You know the rest of the team don't like that. That messes with
the chemistry.
Unity.
Yes.
You don't do that. San Francisco would never play that.
No. We,
I remember going back to the Jerry Rice days, Ronbo, and Joe Montana.
Yeah.
They said they would pick on Joe Montana, and like the rest of them, like he's one of the guys. And they said when Jerry Rice first came to the league and started getting star status, he had this haircut where they started calling him Fifi, and he was getting mad, and then he realized if he got mad, they're gonna be on him more, so he stopped getting mad.
Hey, that goes all the way back to junior high school. If you get mad at people picking at you, now they're going to become a bully mob. They're just going to work you to death. Wear the wrong clothes to school, have your mama drop you off where everybody can see you, at lunch, who you sitting with, all that stuff just drew attention. Man.
Ronbo, look who just joined the chat. He ain't been in the chat all night. Texas boy has graced us with his presence.
Hey, can you see him? Because Texas boy, from my understanding, has blocked the biggest percentage of people in the chat.
Again?
Oh, did he unblock people?
Nobody care about y'all fools. Haven't won in a long time. Make the Cowboys Super Bowl look old. Something like that.
Oh, that's him saying that.
He's blocking people again. I guess y'all play Dallas October 8th. He said October 8th.
I think
will
so.
Be a L marked down for Niner fans.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad he does because
Texas boy, unblock people, man, so they can respond to you, dude. Don't be a coward.
I know you're nice. I understand. If you want to start trouble, don't you want to hear what's being said? I don't get it. Yeah. Well,
like I said, Cowboy fans, they can dish it out, but they can't take it. The two Cowboys trying to block me out. All because I gave them a little bit of constructive criticism, just a little bit, and they blocked me.
All you got to do is come and say, the minute y'all got rid of Jimmy Johnson and your owner took over all aspects of the front office, you were done. And we have proof of that since that happened.
Texas boy, Ronbo, he just said, I didn't block nobody.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes when people say that now, I have to take it seriously because Barack is doing a number on certain people. Barack, Texas boy might be, that might be Barack doing a number and going in and blocking everybody.
Rudy was talking to you about these 11 picks and all these players they done drafted and all this.
He always does that.
Players are relevant. They didn't even have a pick until the third round.
Okay.
They did get a good offensive lineman, though. That's a good offensive lineman, but
okay, good. I was going to say, Tony, because you're watching who's good and who's not coming out of college. Of the last 2 years, how many guys did Rudy hype up out of the draft that have turned into anything?
Let's see. Let me go to the Rams real quick here. Take me a second. Okay, I'm here. I remember No Bloom. No Bloom in the draft.
Yeah,
he hyped up. He hyped up this one receiver they drafted 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and he was pretty good in college because I remember him. That receiver, he got hurt and didn't do anything. Tutu Atwell.
Tutu. I remember Tutu.
Yeah, but he's 5'9", 165. He doesn't do it. He did nothing last year.
Of course he's going to get hurt.
Him up. Yep.
No Bloom is still my favorite, though. After the Pro Bowler, the Hall of Famer left, yeah, well, we got to, what's No Bloom's first name?
No Bloom's first name is Joe No Bloom.
Yeah, we got Joe No Bloom on. Yeah.
Joe No Bloom went to the same school as that offensive lineman they took this year, TCU.
Yeah, so they like that school. Yeah, but Rudy just knew No Bloom was going to step in. Where what's the guy who just left? Retired 2 years ago.
And that mountain of a man, Andrew Whitworth. He was
Whitworth. Yeah. Well, we're not concerned with that because we got No Bloom coming in to fill in for Whitworth, so we should be okay. Are you serious?
We saw how that went.
He's like, come on, admit it. There's no Andrew Whitworth in your draft. Oh, and sure enough, No Bloom gets carried off the field.
And the Rams, they drafted Steve Avila, which you and I talked about at TCU. They also drafted in the 5th round Warren McClendon out of Georgia. I guess he's a right guard, the other side.
Okay, so they're trying to work on that offensive line. Yeah. Offensive linemen take at least 2 years to actually show anybody why they got drafted, unless your name is Quentin Nelson. So, okay, we'll see.
They drafted a defensive end out of Tennessee, Byron Young, in the 3rd round, and another defensive end in the 6th round. I ain't heard of this guy. Ochan Mathis out of Nebraska. I don't think that can be that good.
They're actually drafting normally. They're trying to build the trenches. See, because it didn't matter what they had in the trenches. We're going to go out and pay a free agent every last dime we got. We'll be fine. Okay, how long do you think that's going to last?
And like you said, Ronbo, they sold their soul to the devil.
And now they get the ghost.
All of them got turned on them. I want out of here. I want out of here.
And even the ones that didn't turn on, well, we can't afford to pay anymore. We're going to be fair about this. We're not going to write you an IOU. We're going to let you go. Okay? You're not even going to try to trade me? No, there's no point in trying to do that. We can't take back equal salary.
Woo! It's not going to shock me. If Aaron and the OTAs are coming up and Donald getting here, I'm not feeling this. I can't do this. These are terrible conditions. Y'all got to get me out of here.
Man, this is it. Aaron and McVay make their exit next year. Hey, Tony, we got to go. I'm going to tell you what, I'll see you Sunday, and we can rake these guys over the coals some more.
and the nerve of marketing slow, Ronbo, when you was talking to him a few callers before me, gonna put Bill Walsh's name and John McVay at the same sentence.
I'm so used to it.
He ought to be shocked.
I'm so used to it. The first time he did it, he shocked me. He's been doing that for a couple of years now, and I he knows he's joking.
that is a joke, right?
And really quick, Ronbo, Tony, that was a call of the night. I just want to say, man, you killed it. Just like Vivek Ramaswamy killed Don Lemon on CNN and got his ass fired, baby. Good job.
Who was that?
I like Don Lemon. That was Jack. He's out in England. Anyway, Tony, there you go. Sir. You're always fun stuff. Everybody loves you. But I see you Sunday, okay?
Yes, sir. Nothing but mad respect for Niner Empire, and looking forward to the OTAs. And Gene D, you're delusional. Rudy,
always.
Come on out of the closet, man. It's okay.
I know, right? God, anybody that spends as much time with the 49ers as he does, there's something really wrong with that. God.
And remember what I said in closing? They will win 3 games or less. They will not win 4 games. They will not win 5. We're talking about the Rams. They're going to be the worst team.
I knew what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give them a possibility of 4. Because there's always going to be that one game you shouldn't have won.
Yeah, because me and Sharice would trade back and forth. She's giving them 5. I said, nope, 3. And Ronbo, in closing, I'm hoping that they go over up into the teams, like 0-11, 0-12, maybe just like in Detroit in 2008, and in New Orleans, the paper bags are coming out.
Nobody in the stadium.
That would be great.
Rudy loves to talk about the 49ers attendance and how it actually compares with the Rams attendance, who are already in a larger market. So I said, Rudy, if you look at the numbers per ratio, the Rams aren't outdoing the 49ers. And by the way, a lot of those fans in a lot of games are not even Rams fans, and you know it. What are you doing? Well, our attendance is, oh, man, you still talking. Wow.
Our fans come too. But SoFi does sell out Chargers fans because it's their stadium.
Right. And the 49ers and the Raiders play the Rams, the domination is from the Rams the 49ers and the Raider fans, not the Rams fans. Yep. And he knows that. Yep. Well, we beat you guys by X amount of a point. Point what? Okay, who do you think provided you with that? Oh, God.
They played the Bears on a couple years ago. It was mostly Bears, even though they won, it was mostly Bears fans. I remember that game.
He just won't accept
the Bears fans travel.
Can't hear it.
He's delusional.
Tell you what.
But I'll see you Sunday, sir.
All right, Tony.
And Ronbo, you are the best in the business, my man.
Thanks,
Keep doing
Tony.
what you're doing, sir.
Thanks, Tony. You're the greatest. Appreciate you. I really do, Tony. You're awesome. When you show up, it's always just too much fun. Night, Tony.
You also, sir.
Thanks.
Good night.
There he goes. Atlanta's Falcons best. Here's Tony. Was that Stephen in Rome? Boom. You know, and I want to get. I didn't apologize that night because I was still hot. There's Ramilia now. I've seen Whitworth in the shower. It's definitely Barack. I know his humor now. Thank you, Ramilia. But yeah, I meant to apologize that I was still hot when I left. That's why I didn't say anything. But there's no way you're supposed to let people like that get you mad. I always tag him. Anyway, I always get his butt on Twitter. He comes in, even when he takes shots at other 49er fans, I just chime right in. So really, keep up the good work. I find it invigorating. Woo! Bam! Are we done here? We're done. Bam! Hey, I'll see you Sunday. Huh? Oh, Steven. I thought I heard it. Okay. Steven!
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steven, we were sitting back here, and I was looking at Louis Riddick to start the program. As you know, Louis Riddick does not appreciate anything about the 49ers, the city of San Francisco, the sourdough French bread. The guy just doesn't like the 49ers, anything about them. The players on the team, he has suggested, what's the possibility of this guy getting hurt, and this guy getting hurt? You go down the whole list of things. And granted, Steven, some of these things are kind of accurate, but to sit there and say that means that you personally have an issue with the 49ers, because a lot of teams have players that get hurt, not just us. So, pump the brakes on the hype. The 49ers are getting what they deserve. When you're 3 out of 4 years playing for the championship, at least you're involved. That warrants some respect. Lewis doesn't want to give you any. So I says, go ahead.
It does warrant some respect to a certain degree, but the thing is we are very much injury prone. The team is very, very much injury prone. I mean,
True.
Every time
I
we
agreed.
win the championship and we lose, what do we base that off of? Injury. Nothing new. He called it like it is. We all see it. Everyone knows it. But to blatantly attack everything about San Francisco is kind of stupid. I mean, it's kind of dumb. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're talking about teams, but you want to go in depth about why you hate San Francisco. That's a different story for a different topic or a different day.
Yeah.
However, I don't see San Francisco having any new issues other than the same ones, and hopefully the same ones aren't injuries.
Stephen, quarterback issue, that's never going to go away. It might. Hopefully it goes away soon, but that's been there for years, and it didn't stop us from getting to where we were supposed to be going. We lost the big game. Okay, fine. And, of course, injuries. We've had injuries. We set records for injuries, and we still got to where we were going. And, yes, we're going into this year with a travel schedule. It's really ridiculous. But watch. Let's see what happens. But for Louis Riddick to predict that we're going to just dive into the dirt immediately, that's just hating.
Oh, of course it is. But I mean, oh man, to be honest, I mean, we've got a lot of thinking to do. I mean, well, not a lot of thinking, but we've got a lot of waiting and seeing to do. Because we've got a lot of new talent.
Yep.
A lot of old talent, and just to kind of combine the two into one to see what's going to happen. I mean, who knows? Who knows? We've got a new tight end. We've got some brand new CBs. We've got I don't want to say a brand new offensive line, but a new offensive line that we're going to see with some veterans that are on the team. We're finally going to see Trey in full action. Hopefully, he can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he doesn't play scared.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he still plays like he has a chip on his shoulder.
Steven, you know what? I just realized something. I'd forgotten about that. Trey's not going to want to. That has to hurt. I don't know if he's going to be exploding through the middle of the line anymore. And if I'm Kyle, no better than to ask him to do that because you're going to freak him out. He'll go ahead and do it, of course. But, he could get hurt just trying to be careful. I hope Trey's dad or somebody calls, or even his mom. Kyle, Trey really loves playing for you, but could I ask you, and don't tell him I ask you this, could you keep him out of danger for me? Don't put him in positions where he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, and that seems to be like a running pattern with Kyle, is that, like, he jeopardizes a lot of the QB's health. He did it with Jimmy. He did it with Nick Mullins. He did it with CJ Beathard. He did it with a lot of QBs. I mean, look at RG. It all started with RG3, really.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get the baby real quick.
Hey, Rome, I hear you, Rome. Yeah. Get him, Rome. Get him. He'll be talking 49ers soon. Take the phone away from you so you can't talk.
I mean, really, the ball isn't. It's in Kyle's favor on what he wants to do and how he goes about, throughout the entire season, what plays he decides to call, whether or not, it's a risky play. It's up to him. I mean, you can't predict scramble plays. That's why they're called scramble plays.
Right.
You can't predict what Trent will do.
Yeah.
But I don't see Trey acting like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, jump and hurdle over somebody like how he would. Or like try to run through somebody like how he would when he first got there,
Like playing that Josh Allen style running. I mean, Josh Allen's going to get his bell rung sooner than later, most likely.
He's going to get killed.
Oh, my God, Josh, that was risky.
But,
that was risky.
You know who got their bell rung and still managed to play the same? Justin Fields. We forget about that smacking preseason.
Oh, didn't he get a concussion
where
on
his
that one?
helmet came off?
Elway used to play like that too.
Elway, you look at him. He got a helicopter into the end zone.
So many times, really bad. And you wonder if he's going to get up. My God.
Yeah. He got. I'll never forget when he got spun in the end zone.
Oh, he took some vicious hits. So
Oh yeah.
Quarterback's got to protect himself. There's going to be life after football. You're going to be able to count to 3 because your brain is so blasted all day. I mean, come on. That may be why Elway's done some of the weird things he's done the last couple of years. He may have PTSD.
Yeah. He might have
a mild symptom of it.
CTE. There we go. CTE. I mean,
is CTE?
Antonio Brown has a mild. Well, look at it this way. Antonio Brown has slight CTE, and he barely came in the NFL, and then left as soon as he came. Man. And now he owns like some XFL team, and he's not even paying his team.
What makes a man think he can do that? There's got to be something wrong with you. Woo, man.
It makes no sense. But I mean, we have all this talent, and I mean, saying talent, all this talent is like an understatement. We have this stellar offense, stellar defense, stellar coaching staff. It's just it feels like they come up short because they're too busy. There's no chemistry. There's no chemistry in the offense and coaching for the offense, but there's perfect chemistry for the defense. You ever notice that? Why does the defense always put on such a beautiful show, but then you look at the offense and it's like a game of tug of war?
Well, to be fair, offense there's a little more execution involved. The defense can just pin, and especially our defense. Our defense is a wide open, pin your ears back, seek and destroy for the most part. Now the cornerbacks and secondary, the linebackers, they have a little different work to do. But when you've got the beast up in front, that's the 49ers' whole line of thinking. When you got the beast up in front, it disrupts, it distorts, it makes it impossible to think. You don't have time because here they come. And this year could be one of the most dynamic we've ever seen out of the 49ers front four. Oh, that's an assembly of talent. It's a wrecking crew. I can't wait to see this.
That front four, Ronbo, is going to fuck up a lot of teams. It's going to disrupt a lot of teams. And I'm excited to see it. but I want to see the offense match that same energy. You know, I want to know that this team now has a very powerful run game and a gunslinger in the pocket that can, you know, aim and shoot down the field to the, you know, to the wide receivers, the tight ends, you know, whatever. You know, we gotta have that passing play coordination down. It kills us every time because it's like, okay, the team knows we're gonna run it. So what do? They stuff up the middle and go from there. And it always stops. And that's how most of our running backs get hurt. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I know, right? Because they expect to run it, and we give it to them. Exactly.
Yep.
Kyle's got to expand his way of thinking. Now he's got the personnel that he you want to do that, Kyle. You got it now. You don't have to keep running the ball. You know, Kyle's concerned about percentages.
The best way I can explain how this team is fitted for Kyle Shanahan and what he can do is like having a mechanic in an entire garage full of every tool you could ever have to use on a car to rebuild it, but only using 1 or 2 sockets.
Yeah, right. I've known guys like that. You mentioned that. I remember some guys. Joey Roselli. Roselli was always buying new tools, and his garage was just immaculate. If you needed to borrow a tool for whatever you were doing, ask Joe. He's got it. But Joe doesn't even use it himself. It's brand new. He didn't even hand it to you. Yeah, I haven't even opened this yet. Yeah, just give it back to me when you get a chance. Yeah, because you're not going to need it. You know?
Yeah.
Just some guys are just tool freaks. You're right. That's Shanahan too. Like I see your point. He's building up this arsenal, but he doesn't use it to its fullest capacity. That's true.
Yeah, Ronbo. I mean, check it out. Look at what Brandon Ayuk did last season. And look at how Deebo Samuel wasn't really as heavily talked about as Brandon Ayuk. He kind of branched away from Deebo, because for the past 2 or 3 seasons, Deebo was it. Deebo was that move.
He was the guy.
And now he's got all his attention towards Brandon Ayuk. Now we've got Elijah Mitchell. Before it was Mostert. Now we got Elijah Mitchell.
See, here's the thing. Look, you see the assembly of talent you're talking about? Before, it may have been necessary to run the kind of offense he was running, but now it's not. You do have Ayuk. Use him. They still lack that one guy that could take they didn't use him, though. Again, the tools. You didn't use Danny Gray. The reason why we look so good, remember that time we saw guys running wide open and they'd get hit in a wide open flat with nobody around them? Because Marquise Goodwin was taking the top off the defense, and that allowed for Deebo and everybody else to run around free. You don't have that element. Now it's a little more difficult. Kyle, all these picks you're picking, get a speedster. Get a speedster, Kyle.
And the crazy part is that the guys that would get open the most with nobody on them were some of the slowest people. I mean, look at Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders was way past his prime, but still managed to break free.
Mm-hmm. And
all I gotta say is take notes. That's it. Take notes.
George Kittle running, Deebo running around, and well, you know what the league got? They start double team. Did Deebo get more double teams this last couple of years? And Deebo, that year that he went and got paid, he did so well. Deebo was destroying the NFL that year. The 49ers paid him that year, but now, oh man, we got to stop Deebo. That sweep when he comes around the corner, they stopped it last year more than they used to. So,
and then if you look at it like this too, Ronbo, I mean, we've got CMC and Elijah Mitchell, and then who else?
George Kittle.
What's his name? George Kittle, Jordan Mason. Don't forget about the bell cow running back. Love that guy.
You still got Juice too. Yeah.
And then,
it's just ridiculous.
Juice.
Elijah Mitchell when he's healthy.
Ronbo, they have the potential to not only run the ground, but to air raid the defense at any given moment. At any given moment, it could just be pure.
Yeah, because
here's a bomb. Here's a bomb. Here's a bomb.
That ground game sets it up. You got a ground game now that's got to keep the deep. Go ahead, D. Stack it up, fellas. Zoom! There goes the Ayuk and Deebo across the middle. There's George Kittle standing. And guess who's standing all alone? It's Juice Check. See, the Kyle needs to go ahead and let it go. Let it go, Kyle. Just use it all. Like, you know?
Exactly. A good example would be I mean, it's not football, but a really good example would be the Golden State Warriors when they had that dynasty run. Where you had prime Curry, young Clay, prime Dre. You know, it was just like you couldn't stop them. Whoever got the ball on that team was making threes left and right. And you know, at one point they weren't afraid to go in.
And you can't
and
double
that's
team.
Something that the 49ers the 49ers have that potential. They have that potential of switching in between styles of play and succeeding in a fantastic manner.
I think you'll see a little more diversity in what they do this year, actually. There's no reason not to, like you mentioned, because the personnel now is developed to the point and stacked up now to the point, because the CMC factor opens up the door for any and everything you want to do. Teams cannot let him get started. So they're going to put a little extra effort into stopping him. Meanwhile, all those other guys we got, they're going to cut your throat. And yeah. So that's why I'm saying, man, let's hurry up and get this season started. I don't care about the travel schedule. Those guys are going to be pumped up. They'll play. And in fact, the 49ers do a better job on the road than they do at home.
Exactly. The 49ers somehow always do a better job on the road than they do at home.
Which bothers everybody, but still, it works.
I don't get it, but you know what? I'm cool with it as long as we get the dub. That's all that really matters. And it could be, you know, a bloodbath between two teams trying to duke it out and get that W, or it could be, you know, just the 49ers blowing them out. I mean, really, there's so much potential. And it's like, let's say, for instance, if Brock Purdy comes back, because like I said, he might not come back until next season. That's what last I saw. Mm-hmm. He might not come back till next season, just so that way he's comfortable and able to play again. However, he might change his mind once the season actually kickstarts. So, you know what, Coach, put me in. I think I feel good. You know, and if for whatever reason trade doesn't work out, we still have Purdy and we have Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is not a bad QB. I think he just gets a bad rap because he's been on some really shitty teams. You know, he's been with the Jets.
He's had several coordinators, so he can be responsible for some things. But I don't know if we can just decide he's trash. Some people have decided that, so we're gonna find out. If you can't get better with Cal, you really can't get better. As far as like veterans
as long as
go.
he's not Josh Johnson, I don't care who plays QB. Just don't pick up Josh Johnson.
JJ, we gotta go, fam. I'll be back Sunday though, and talk more 49er football. All right.
I don't know, but you have a good night.
You too. You say, did Rome pass out? He's quiet now.
Nah, he's just messing around with me and Mom.
All right. You guys have a great night. I'll see you Sunday.
You too, Ronbo. Have a good one.
You too. Night. There it is. Fam, it's just next week's gonna be so. I can already feel it. Next week's gonna be so much fun. I just know it. I'm gonna try to stay. Oh wait, look, we're not leaving. Looks like we got JJ. JJ. JJ, you're muffled. Your sound is tiny.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're driving. I don't want you. If you go ahead, because I don't want you making any adjustments. You run that rig into something. But JJ,
I'm gonna run into this on-track truck in front of me right here.
Hey JJ, I can hear you better all of a sudden. Okay, good. What are you thinking here, JJ? You've been listening the whole time because I know who certain people are in that. That's got to be. You've been hearing.
I've been listening to the last 30 minutes. Wondering why you bringing me up for some reason.
You're doing a great job with that, by the way. If anybody should represent Rudy,
what are you talking about?
I think it ought to be you.
I ain't gonna say none of Rudy. What the hell?
You know,
I don't like that dude either way. I mean, I just like how you think it's always me.
I remember the last time Rudy came in that day because Rudy was just getting. It was been a month or so.
Yeah.
Rudy came in and he was just getting blasted from the fine work you were doing. And Rudy comes, hey, that's not me, by the way. And I says,
what's it?
I wonder, is our boy up to his old bag of tricks again?
I don't know what you're talking about, Ronbo.
Hey, JJ, you know what? Hey, but listen, your feeling on people like Riddick that have decided, you know what? I'm in the business of football. I'm on national networks, and I do not like the 49ers. I'm going to talk about them like they've got a paper sack ass. And, I don't know if anybody, I think we've all noticed, Riddick is always, every year, Louis goes after the 49ers. Normally we just look past it because we know Riddick's pissed off. But Riddick's getting a little really ridiculous at this point. It's become obnoxious. I mean, he just threw out a lot of things that could happen to any team. So I said, Louis, get over it. Does anybody else want you for a GM? You could go somewhere else. The 49ers weren't the only GM job available. There's been others since then. If you're that pissed off, go get another team and beat the 49ers then.
Is that the story? He wanted to be our GM?
Oh, you don't remember that? Remember Riddick was competing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was competing against everybody that wanted to get the GM job. Remember, Jed York said, I'm going to have Kyle, whatever GM he wants to work with, I want him to be making that choice. And Riddick had his hat in the ring already. We had already heard about Louis Riddick and a couple other people that they had been interviewing that wanted to be the GM. And then Jed just finally said, well, I'm just going to allow Kyle to come in and choose whomever he wants to working with, because Jed had enough of Trent Baalke and everybody else. Trent come in, and every coach. Listen, you need to know
that long ago. I didn't know all that.
Oh yeah, you need to know one thing.
Oh, stop it, Ronbo. I hate when you do that.
Because the fact of the matter is, nobody knows more about this game than I do. And in fact, before we get anything else, you're going to sign a piece of paper right here. It says right here, if I ever step out of line, I could look to be fired the following minutes. So Trent Baalke may be the worst GM we've ever had. You know what? If people give him credit for Harbaugh, no. McCloughan put that team together. Trent was nothing more than a scout. And
Wasn't it him that wanted Harbaugh out?
And wanted Harbaugh out immediately, right? God. He didn't do anything good for this team.
The only thing I can think of is, and he was a badass running back in college, but when he went for Marcus Lattimore, who had just broke his freaking, oh my God, it was the worst injury I'd ever seen almost. And you gonna draft the man? Oh,
yeah. Well, you know what? You're right. I agree with you about Lattimore. That dude was a badass, wasn't he? But okay, but there's other backs.
You got Wills do A.J. Jenkins.
Yeah.
That was the worst. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Nobody's ever gonna forget that.
I show people too, because that draft is on YouTube still.
Yes.
And it goes in the audience, and it literally shows one of the 49er fans literally saying, "Who's that?" I was like, oh man.
And Trent never grabbed the first round anything. Trent did not like the first. If he's going to get anything, it's going to be a defender or something. But Trent got snake bitten and would refuse to take a quarterback or a wide receiver. I can't remember the last time. The last offensive player he picked was A.J. Jenkins, I think. And you know how that worked out.
The first one, he literally played one snap. Literally one snap. I couldn't believe it.
And there was all kind of wide receivers. Remember that tall guy that went to the Eagles? He was available in that draft. Trent didn't pick him. What was that guy? I hated playing against him. The guy was long and rangy, and he just killed the league. And
Sounds
Trent,
like somebody Rudy like.
You picked out A.J. Jenkins. You could have had him. The hell did you do?
Well, the only credit that I would give people like that is the simple fact that you don't know what these players are going to be. Because really, we had the opportunity to get Mahomes. I mean, who knew he was going to be as good as he is right now? I can't stand Mahomes.
Wasn't Deshaun Watson? Watson was in that draft too.
Or
right?
Deshaun Watson. But he's going to be right then, Mr. Bill Cosby over here. You don't want to be freaking Deshaun Watson.
That's the first time I've heard, not Bill, but Pill.
Yeah. Oh, where you been, man? You never heard that?
No, you know what? I was always a huge Bill Cosby fan. I still am in disbelief.
You gotta put the pill in the pudding.
I just didn't want to believe it. I said, Bill, what did you do? Oh, they can't all be lying.
We're all flawed.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Will Smith was like my favorite actor until last year.
And he slapped
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was
you done lost lost your man card, really.
That was frightening. But I don't know.
Anyway, we got off topic like crazy, bro.
I don't know what were we even talking about. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I was gonna piggyback off of what the last dude said about Trey, because honestly, a lot of people forgot about that. Is like if he's gonna play scared or not. The only thing that I think, like one example you can go off of all this, and people they completely forget about this, but was Bosa. Because remember, he obviously his second year he tore his ACL and he came back even better the next year.
Yeah.
But one thing that stuck out, what he said was he just does not think about it. It's either one of two things: either you toughen it up and you just completely forget about it, or you're dumb. Yeah. You're just like, oh yeah, I already forgot about it.
Okay, so whatever we see right from the beginning is what we can expect then, I guess.
The thing is like you got to toughen it out. Either just completely forget about it and just play the game you love. Because really, that's what Bosa did, and he didn't scare him anymore, and he came back even better. Now Jimmy, people say what they say about Jimmy because when he came back, they said he played worse because hey, this is a gruesome injury. You're scared about it, and then Trey breaks his ankle. I mean,
and you've been out a year, and that's another factor. These guys are having to rehab for a year. It's tough unless you're Nick Bosa, who really doesn't fit any human profiles. But you just, after a year off, it takes a minute to get back in the groove, I would think.
Yeah. And Bosa, he's different. And Nick Bosa, I don't care.
He should have got more. In his first year, he should have been given more awards, too. They just snubbed him. And in this year, I knew it, too. Nick came back pissed off. How many sacks did he get? 19? 18 or 19?
The year he came back?
Yeah, this last year.
I think it was like 19 and a half.
Yeah, Nick came back. No, I mean, the first year Nick came back, he had a great year. We're not giving Nick anything. What? Nick had a great year. Nick said, Nick didn't get mad, didn't have anything to say to the media or anything like that. That's the kind of guy he is. And then this past year, Nick lost it. The dude went nuts.
I think I said it last year, Ronbo. It was like, I think there's some type of agenda to not let the Niners win another championship. I hate saying it, but the stars have to align perfectly, and we just have to completely blow out the other team. That's the only way we're going to. It sucks, but I mean, sometimes you look at our record or what we had, their schedule this year. I know you already talked about it. It's like, man, this is brutal.
And I bet
we're gonna have 4 days rest.
And I bet you when they got to making that schedule, they were sitting around laughing. Let's see if they can get over this hurdle, huh? They've been coming out every year doing real well. We fix that right now. You mother scratchers. They know that ain't right.
I think Goodell, I mean, what, did you miss out on an ownership job just like Riddick or what?
I know, right?
Like, why do you hate us so much? You guys hate Joe Montana? Hate Jerry Rice?
And JJ,
really? I mean, did they piss you off back in the day?
JJ, the guys sitting in that room making that schedule, they've got their favorite teams. You're a football fan and you got that job. I could see if they went and gave it to some kind of a company that's unbiased or an organization that's just totally unfootball affiliated. But I wonder about the guys that are putting that schedule together. And they're going to tell you, no, well,
I thought about doing it on my own. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. But they probably say, well, we don't actually sit down and do game for game, team for team. We run it through our system. We can give you a look at the system and how it works. And you guys, okay, see, you don't tweak it after it's over? Because, the teams you picked out, win versus lose, is going to also affect how that schedule's laid out. The computer does that as well?
It's turning into the WWE.
I know.
That's what it's turning into. And I'm always thinking of one WWE event where it's like, if he can get past this, if he can get past that, he can get past this, he deserves to be champion. I really hope that's what it comes down to. Whoever's quarterback, really.
I know, right? This is the thing. Next week, that extravaganza gets underway. We're going to hear all kind of things. And
Darnold's going to win it. I'm going to tell you right now.
Conclusions going to be drawn, and arguments and fights are going to start. It's going to divide the entire Niner Empire. Here's the hater. I said, no, he was always trash, man. Sam Darnold sucks. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's see, guys.
I see the potential, Rob.
And Trey's going to get knocked.
I honestly see the potential there. Well, I mean, a lot of the Trey fans, they don't like David Lombardi, but the man is very unbiased. He said it today, too. It's like, I've seen him in training camp. He looks iffy in training camp, and it showed on the field. Same thing with Jimmy. Jimmy actually looked good in training camp and looked good on the field. So people think that it's, I'm just picking my favorite dude and I'm sticking with him. It's not like that.
These guys demonstrate on the field. If you should be able to clearly see what's going on and leap over your bias and just pay attention. Just look at what your eyes say. It's like
That's why I'm not 100% sold. One thing they pointed out, okay, when we played Sam Darnold 2 years ago, this is before everyone was hating on Jimmy, was when there was times he had plays on us like, whoa, damn. Sidearm passes, deep passes, outside number passes. I'm like, damn, if only this guy was on the right team.
JJ, this is before. When did people, 2018 maybe for a few minutes? You said that's when people weren't hating on Jimmy? Coming out of the 2018 season, the hate was under what? No, he hurt himself. So they let him go on that. Yeah. Coming out of the 2019 season, losing the Super Bowl, he's been hated ever since he missed that shot, as everybody says, to Emmanuel Sanders. He's been hated since then. But before that, no, he got hated during the playoffs. Every INT drew another level of hate. Every INT during the 2019 season added on another level of hate, even though we went to the Super Bowl. But Jimmy was still hated individually for every INT. So, yeah, it started 2019 season kind of early because we were running the ball. Most of it was going nuts, and people don't understand why Jimmy was on the field, other than to hand the ball to Mostert. So, yeah, I was saying, when did people not hate Jimmy? So I was kind of, when you said that, when did that happen? So, but, yeah. So we're going to see this year. One of them's going to win. Darnold versus Trey. Uh-oh. We'll see. JJ. Did we lose that hookup? I think we did. And we lost JJ. JJ, we lost your hookup. I tell you what, I'm going to be next Sunday. You were the last guy anyway, though. All right. JJ, be careful out there. I'll see you Sunday. You and Ramilia. Fam, please hit the like. Thanks for the contributions tonight, fam. Ramilia and Rakib. Please subscribe so we can find you whenever we have a good time. You're invited. Night-night!